Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in podcast history, a podcast is going 100% fully interactive. You ask the questions, we give the answers. The Loki and Jabroni Show is making history by taking your questions and answering them. Doesn't matter what it is. Producer Eddie Focus is going to give us the questions. We're going to give you the answers. Sit down, plug in, man up. It's time for the Loki and Jabroni Show.
Tell you, it's like just after 5:15 now, and
yeah.
It is pitch.
Actually, it's 5:03.
5:03.
We're actually pretty close to schedule.
Live
for the
at 5. Wow. Beautiful.
Live at 5, and it is dark as crap out there, man.
Yeah, it is.
Tell you what,
daylight savings can kiss my ass.
It definitely can, man. It's horrible. So, how's everybody doing out there? We are actually live right now. So, if you all would like to text in, have your questions ready, or anything else, we're going to start off the show, do our normal fun debauchery. So for my Skull Nation out there, which I do have some friends in low places, if you will.
Hands are going up.
We have just taken 3 in a row to our chins, to the low, and the last one, I got to admit, hurt the worst. It was a heartbreaker. I was almost in tears when we crossed the freaking touchdown to go up by 3. And I was excited, and I'm hugging my kid, and we're like, yes, finally, finally. And all we have to do is wait for the defense. Yeah, that didn't happen. We're going to Washington, D.C. to face the Redskins, and we can only hope they're in a must-win situation. The only good news I got to say about this is we're still in first place. Packers look worse than we do.
Packers lost to us last week.
And
then this week, they looked great against the Atlanta Falcons. They looked like garbage against the Colts.
They looked horrible last night, and it was, about 4 o'clock. So, yeah. Viking faithful, let me say this. It is my honest opinion that we had too many bandwagon fans. All those Seahawk jumpers came onto that boat way too fast. Now they've spilled out into the ocean, sort of say, and we're gonna start setting sail again.
Striker McLynch says, "Yeah, it sucks."
Yeah, it does suck.
How you doing, Frankenstein?
Yeah, right. What up, Staple? Look, you guys are going against a team that went across the ocean to play the Bengals, and the Bengals are a tough team, and they ended up tying in England 27-27. I don't think you have much of a problem next week as Viking faithful. I do think
we got rid of some of the bandwagon fans,
right? And I do think the Redskins are tougher than they seem, but I really don't think that this 3-game skid is going to continue for the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, I'll tell you what. A couple of things I did pull away from it. Offensive line actually did look decent.
That's a plus.
More tight ends in there for a better tight end formation, which gave Bradford a couple of dip outs. A little bit more screens, a couple wildcats, and a couple formations, including the touchdown one where he gave it to Elliott there and ran it in for the touchdown. So, I mean, there's some good things to look forward to here. Negative aspect is Chris is blowing up the studio today.
Only twice. Only twice. I haven't done anything.
And let me tell you what, it is like the cranberries linger.
Oh, yeah. I'm good at lingering. I really am. To piggyback your point, I really don't think that the Vikings have a whole lot to worry about. I think this 3-game losing streak, you guys go 5-0, and now you're 5-3.
So it's a pretty big fucking wake-up call.
It certainly is, but I think at the end of the day, that team is going to be motivated by these 3 losses, and they're just going to come plowing through.
Well, we got the good news is we have Washington next week, which I think is going to be a bounce back for us, and then we go right back to the Lions.
Right.
And Thanksgiving night.
You got to give it back to them.
I am going to be.
And we'll be here.
Exactly. I'll be hosting Thanksgiving.
We'll be here.
Thanksgiving night here at the house, and it will be on.
I do believe I'm going to be here too.
I do believe Eddie will be here too.
That's going to be fantastic.
You know who else is going to be here?
Eddie his name is John C.
I heard. I invited him.
All right.
I invited him, Tiger Woods, and Tiger's ex-wife.
Did you invite Bill Cosby?
No,
That would've been
I
fun.
didn't want all that debauchery in there.
That would have been
I figured John Cena, Tiger Woods, and his ex-wife would be fantastic.
Let me adjust this sumbitch real quick. Oh, on my mind this week is obviously when you guys hear this Saturday, we are one day away from the end of the world as we know it,
Yep.
which is known
It's
as the
end
2016
of the
electile
world as
dysfunction.
you know it.
I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm just telling you, get out and vote your conscience. By the time you hear this, if you're an
already done.
iTunes guy, but there's some people watching.
Maybe
right
this
now.
is the only time you get to actually hear this episode, though.
Maybe it is because we could be censored by the Clinton administration or by the Trump administration. We know it wouldn't happen with the Johnson administration.
Or the ninth plane of hell could just open up completely, and there's no world left to even listen to the Loki and Jabroni
right,
show.
and I also have a feeling that if Joe Exotic were elected president today, he would applaud what we do
safe.
every single week.
We would be safe.
Robert Aldi says, good luck to the Vikings on Thanksgiving night. Their defense is deplorable.
That would be Robert Aldi, and I love the fact that he's watching. Please send in some questions, Bob. I would love to hear what you have to impart upon us and hear our opinion on. Yes, definitely good luck with the next couple weeks with the Minnesota Vikings.
Well,
Absolutely.
we'll find out. Like I said, we got some resting coming up. I'm almost guessing by the end of November, Mr. AP makes a
be great.
comeback, and that's gonna be a big difference right there. If we can get frickin' Sharif Floyd fucking healthy and have another D tackle up in the middle, that'd be nice. If Xavier Rhodes can stop going out every fourth play, that'd be pretty nice. Sandejo, you're a great freaking.
Eddie is making things
I thought that was a
loud.
beer bottle.
Yeah, really.
I was like, oh damn, that is
What
awesome.
is the cool? Hold on, I had to see this.
I'm not shilling.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. So you guys
You're not-
are watching this. You're seeing this awesomeness. I
You're
just
not-
got to
you're
see
not
it for
shilling.
the first time.
You're not shilling. Harrison Smith can make some tackles. He looked horrible out there. He looked horrible.
But the issue I have is that you guys have a good offense and a good defense. Now, on my side of the table, we have the number one offense
I'll
in the
say that.
entire NFL.
I'll say that. Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding, kids. The numbers are out there. The problem I have is we have the 27th ranked run defense. We have the 23rd ranked pass defense. We're giving away victories because Arthur Blank and the Atlanta Falcons can't build a friggin' defense. If we had a defense that was even comparable to Minnesota, we'd be 8-0.
Yeah, but we pay
Or we'd
up
be
the ass for
8-1.
that fucking defense too, and half of them are fucking injured. You know, so it's like-
Instead, we're sitting at, I think it's 5-3, and
which we're at right now.
yep, not a bad record. Really, not a bad record. Double it, it's 10-6, and you're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'll take the Seattle game out of the mix. That was a bullshit call by the referees. That was basically stolen from us.
That was a spank fest on Thursday Night Football.
Oh yeah, until 3 minutes left to go, we give away 2 quick touchdowns to the
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
but then you also didn't. Winston's fucked up, right?
Oh yeah, we fucked Winston up pretty
Yeah.
good. Same as we did to RG3 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So when you take out the head, the body is left to fall. But they scored 2 quick touchdowns.
Old
It would have been
Vikings thing.
great to watch the end result be 43-14. Instead, I looked at 43-28. Still a win.
Yeah.
Still a dominating win.
Well, I hate
But
seeing
the
shit like
defense
that.
our defense in
What you
Atlanta
got?
gives too much away.
We have 2 comments on football.
Go ahead.
Robert says, the bye week for the Patriots was nice, but we are facing the Seahawks on Sunday night. The question is, can the Patriots front line protect Tom Brady given their current personnel?
You want to take this one?
The thing I will say about this, I am obviously far from a Patriots fan. I'm a Bill Belichick fan. I got to give it to him. He is a mastermind. As a matter of fact, I brought up
A genius.
I brought up that post a little while back. Should the Vince Lombardi Trophy be renamed the Bill Belichick Trophy when Bill Belichick does retire?
I agreed with that.
It's something out there. However, Bill Belichick has a way of getting into his players' heads. we all weren't you in shock when he just let go of, what was it, Collins, right? Collins
Yeah,
is the
just recently
linebacker.
going to the Browns.
Right. You go from, what are they, like 6-2, right? Patriots, 6-2?
6-1.
7-1. 7-1. Yeah, 7-1. So you're looking at 7-1, and then you wake up the next day and you're on an 0-8 team. Now that defense losing that's what I'm a little worried about, because that's a big name. Although I guess a lot of people were saying he wasn't playing that great anyway. So the fact that Bill Belichick turned around and said, "Hey, you want to make Von Miller money, you're out the door."
Right.
Play catch up here in the comments. Travis Herman may not be 8-1, but it's not like the Raiders pulled with 0 wins a couple seasons ago.
The Raiders.
Ange can't stick around long, but she's heading to a steak and brewery ale house. Hope they have AC.
Okay.
I hope your steak is dry and your beer is mead.
I can't say anything.
Gwendolyn Decker.
Gwen is in the house.
Gwendolyn says Saints still have to play the Dirty Birds again.
And we're going to win again.
Ange was complaining about the volume on my microphone, hence me yelling at you.
Okay, so I'm...
And actually, congratulations
Loki and
on the
Jabroni
Saints.
Correspondent Rachel King. How about them boys?
Whatever. Next. I can't.
Let me ask Cowboys fans this.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to take anything away from you guys because you finally put together a team. Number one, we've been telling you guys this for years. Get rid of Romo. Hello, and that's from people that don't like the Cowboys, and we've been trying to be nice to you guys.
No, we haven't.
First of all, I hope you guys are that stupid to start Romo on week 10. I hope week 10. I hope week 10 brings Romo in.
Bring it.
Shout out to Barb Smith, who's just joining us.
Who is?
Barb Smith.
Okay.
The Cowboys are gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to rely on a defense that I think isn't ready to be showcased yet. That offensive line, there's no doubt about it. That offensive
they're
line
protecting Dak Prescott like nobody's business.
It's the best offensive line in the business.
Easily.
It's always been. The Cowboys have always had the best offensive line. They've always done that. But yet,
here's where I'm going to stop you. The offensive line is fantastic, but Romo ends up on his ass and on his back and all this bullshit.
Romo isn't
often
that
than
mobile
not.
guy he used to be.
Doesn't matter.
He used to be able to step up and step out.
Matt Ryan may not have the greatest O-line in front of him, but brother hasn't been out with an injury since he's come into the league.
But he scrambles like a squirrel looking for a nut sometimes too. Let's be honest.
You got to do what you got to do.
That's
to
what
keep
I'm saying.
yourself from
See,
injury.
Romo can't do that no more, dude. Dax can, Dax.
Dak Prescott can certainly.
That's what I'm saying. So
Tom Brady could do that.
They had a video for my Steelers fans out there. They had a video. It says the difference between veteran quarterback and rookie quarterback. And you see the rookie out there, and you know how they do the drill where they throw the shields at you?
Yeah.
And you got to dodge them and stuff like that, and duck and turn and then throw the ball. Well, they're doing that, and all of a sudden you see Ben Roethlisberger, and they're throwing the shields at him. He's swatting it with his hand. He's pushing it off with his ball. He's kicking the other one with his foot.
Comment from Travis.
Go ahead.
Starting Romo on week 10 will be a silly move by them. Take what they managed to muster up and run with it.
Anybody out there?
Absolutely.
Wait. I want to throw this out here because they had a bye week this week against the Browns. Anybody could beat the Browns. NFA could beat the Browns. Lafayette High School in Lafayette, Indiana could beat the Browns. Tell me who's playing Dallas in week 10, and I'll let you know if starting Rome was a bad idea. Get that out there.
I can find out right now for you.
Oh, no. Let them do the work. It's fully interactive this week.
I know, but I got my shit right here.
All right.
That's what I love about it.
All right.
I got my shit right here, man. My thing is, you have Tony Romo who's waiting on the side. Like, look, I'm going to say this much. The Bears shocked the shit out of people with Jay Cutler.
Right.
You know what type of quarterback Jay Cutler can be. He can be that guy that shows up on any given Sunday and just all of a sudden he's throwing these bullet passes, threading the needle, just doing everything.
I'll give you that, but there's the other 15 Sundays in.
That's what I'm saying. And
he's garbage.
But that's what I think, Romo. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh,
4:30 game.
Go ahead, Dallas. Start Romo against the Steelers. See what happens. Because I'm telling you, the Steelers losing this week against the Ravens was a blip on the radar. They are tougher.
Dude, look,
they are going to
look.
You want to start Romo? They're going to decimate you.
The Ravens and the Steelers have a very colored past.
So do the Steelers and the Cowboys.
Yeah, but they know each other inside and out. They play each other twice a year. You know what I'm saying? They are probably one of the ongoing most powerful rivalries thus far. Building.
In all of football.
In building, absolutely. Jets got spanked again.
That's a beautiful thing.
Jets. As a matter of fact, I don't have it on me. It's out in my smoke room. I bought a Jets lighter.
Why?
Because nobody has stolen it yet, dude.
Beautiful. Beautiful. As far as I'm concerned, my mind, as far as football is concerned, is, like I said earlier, Atlanta is at the top of their division. That's my team. I love them. But if they don't get a defense real quick, and Dan Quinn, the head coach, is a defensive genius, how is this team number one in every offensive category? And with your defensive guru behind the clipboard, how are we not stopping some of the bleeding continues? Against Green Bay, we won by 2 points. Against Tampa Bay, we gave up 2 touchdowns late. It should have been 43-14. Instead, it was 43-28. The game in Seattle, I'll throw that out the window.
Because you got nerds and sweet tarts to spend on your football team, right? And you spent your entire nerds and sweet tarts on your offense.
It's quite possible.
You didn't spend nothing on defense. Dude, name a standout defensive player that you have.
Sean Weatherspoon.
And he is?
The outside linebacker.
See, I haven't heard of him.
You also have Robert Alford, who was a cornerback.
I have heard of Alford.
Okay. Until I can't remember his name now. He just went out. He went out with an injury, but he came back to the game.
See my point?
Another cornerback.
See,
they have good guys, but
yeah, they got good guys.
This is the story of Atlanta I've been on this job for 34 years.
Are they $2 million a year guys, or are they $500,000?
The same could be said about the New England Patriots, who, other than Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski,
absolutely.
You're taking never wers and also rans and making them.
He's doing it with Collins.
Exactly.
You just took one of what people said
3-time Pro Bowler and you sent him to Cleveland.
Well, I mean, first of all, you don't talk like that to Bill Belichick because he does.
True.
Couple comments.
Go ahead.
Travis says Steelers have a great line game. Running game will be difficult for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew DeCarlos says Falcons have the offense to win, but defense. Blah.
We just said that. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly what we're getting at. Steelers line has always been there.
Steel curtain.
And certain teams, when they build teams, they run their ass back. Patriots have always been a pass heavy team. The Steelers have always been a defensive team. With Roethlisberger coming in as of late. I mean, he obviously turned it into a more offensive team. I mean, and you had people like Hines Ward out there and a couple others, the big names that they had, Jerome Bettis in the whole time.
Right.
But for the most part, they were a D team. They've
at
always
the end of the day,
Ds.
Offense wins games. Defense wins championships, which is why at the end of the season, you won't see Atlanta raising up the Lombardi Belichick Schneebitz-Fernum trophy because we don't have a fucking defense.
Well, and you got the offense, and hopefully it's enough to beat their defense. However, if that defense is picking you off,
let me ask you a hypothetical question, or as my grandfather would say, a hypodermical question. If, say, Atlanta and New England end up in the Super Bowl, do you think that the Atlanta defense...
That's a shootout right there.
Offensively, yes. If they get to the Super Bowl, New England has a defense that can shut a team down. Atlanta does not. Yes, they have the great corners. Yes, they have one great outside linebacker, but that's not enough. If you go to the right where Sean Weatherspoon plays to the left, Atlanta's fucked. Do you think that if that happened...
People watch videos and tapes on teams all the time about shit like that,
Strikers McLynch says, no name recognition. Andrew DeCarlos says, no team looks like an absolute guarantee for the Super Bowl unless you're the Patriots.
Well, that's going without saying.
Gwendolyn says Saints have no defense. All their money is in on Drew Brees.
That's great. I enjoy that.
Can't wait for that contract to end so they can maybe get a defense again.
Yeah.
Same problem with New Orleans and Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, yeah.
And Strikers McLynch says with an echoey voice that could kill Chuck Norris, don't discount the Raiders.
Right now, you can't count out the Raiders.
No,
as hot as they've been playing.
They've been playing too good.
What are they? I think they have 2 losses, and one of them came from us, and it was like almost overtime.
The problem is, it starts getting to your head.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what happened with Minnesota.
I was going to ask you that.
They go in 5-0. They go into the bye week and they're favored. Going into the bye week, we were ranked number 1 in the NFL power rankings.
Right.
Minnesota hasn't been number 1 in
15 years.
Yeah, easy probably. I would say probably easily that. We get
since
power
we
ranked.
met in the NFC Championship back in '99.
Yeah. We get talked about on ESPN. Hell, I even saw, what was it? USA Today. No, New York Times.
Okay.
Ran a thing about frickin' the Minnesota Vikings going through all these, injuries and still managing to come out on top, blah, blah, blah. It gets to your head. What did I say at the beginning of the season about our man, Mr. 1-7 now?
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
You did.
I said it was going to get to him. Everybody's like, nope, he's going to come back. He's going to bounce back. He's going to have the best year of his career.
I was talking to a Carolina fan earlier. I said, when he opens up his shirt now, it's a sad face. He just can't get around it.
No.
Travis says, Raiders found something, and 2 years later, they are finally pushing for a team.
Look.
Finally, they're accepting what's on the wall, commitment to excellence. Now,
guys, don't forget. When Carr was there, Bridgewater was on the board as well as Carr.
Right.
I was a huge Carr fan. I wanted Carr over Bridgewater any day.
Derek Carr has more tools, but Teddy Bridgewater in that Minnesota offense works better.
Right.
I don't think
absolutely.
Derek Carr could make the same impact as Teddy Bridgewater.
I like Derek Carr. He's a great player, and I'm glad he's finally getting his just desserts. Seriously.
Nice. So that's what's on our mind. Why don't we open this up to questions to the general public? You have questions, we have answers. The first ever fully interactive podcast where you ask the questions, we give the answers.
Comment from Strikers McLynch. The Raiders have been slowly building a team over the last 5 to 6 seasons.
It's funny that finally in 2016 we see this, because you would have seen an upswing instead of mediocrity. Oh, wait, now we're awesome. You would have seen the building blocks over the last couple of years.
Well, some people aren't Theo Epstein.
Oh,
all right.
Props to Theo Epstein and the Chicago Cubs for being world champions.
Can I say that, by the way? Theo Epstein is single-handedly the greatest general manager of the century.
I will never take that away.
Yeah, no, your argument is invalid. Whatever you have to say is invalid. This guy broke 2 curses. One curse, 108 years strong, 106 years?
108 for Chicago.
108 years strong, 86 for the fucking Boston Red Sox. And if you want to really get technical, we didn't actually win at home until 2013.
I brought that up a couple weeks ago.
That was the final repercussions, or not the repercussions, but that was the final setups of Theo Epstein's Boston team.
Yeah, he had already been gone by 2 years, and you're still feeling the effects.
Team,
exactly.
That he already built up. That was a team but that's what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Travis says it's been really slow, unfortunately. They gave up the 2014 season.
Who did? The Red Sox?
I believe the Raiders.
Well, the Raiders have been giving up for the last 5 years. This is the first time I've actually seen life come out of Oakland.
Look, that was like that campaign that the Minnesota Vikings stupidly fucking put up about, like, what, 2011? No, yeah, Luck came out in 11, right?
11 or 12, yeah.
And it was Suck for Luck campaign.
Suck for luck. Everybody wants to lose to get. And
Suck for luck. And
the Dolphins fans. I have Dolphin fans.
I was
friends.
like, shut the fuck up. Will you have a little pride? Like,
exactly. That'd be the day I want Atlanta to lose every fucking game.
I'm sorry. And to turn around and say, well, the Raiders fucked up for, 2014 because they wanted to have a good fuck.
No, you play to win the game.
That was just like when LeBron James went down to the Miami Heat and you were
chasing a championship.
Not only that, y'all knew what they were doing.
Right.
They were just like, yep, here you go, people. We're going to f you right now. Boom, right in your eye. Money shot.
Ramiro Mendoza in the 1996 season, when the Yankees won their first championship in 18 years, they made a T-shirt out of it. You play today, you win today. That's it. And that was their mindset in 1996, and they won. And they did again in 98, 99, 2000.
Yeah.
And I think the Red Sox did the same with the whole cowboy up gimmick bullshit. Whatever.
The beards.
You
Fear the beard.
play to win the game. If you're playing to lose and you want to suck for luck or shit for lit
Get out
or
of
whatever,
here, yeah.
get out.
Get out.
Stop wasting my time.
Peace out.
Not only as just a Falcon fan, but if I'm watching the Atlanta Falcons play,
We need
say,
to give you a bell.
The
That's what
Minnesota-
you need.
yeah.
Just go ding.
any team I watch,
Ding!
if I see where you're going, let me finish my point.
We don't get to finish point.
If my team lines up against a team that is trying to
No,
suck
he
to get a
hijacked
first-
my point last week, so we're hijacking him.
If a team that I love, like the Falcons, lines up against a team that is trying to suck to get the first round pick, just don't waste my time. Give us the win. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
see you later. I'll take a bye week.
Couple
Bingo.
comments before we go to commercial break. Rachel, correspondence to Loki. You know damn well I would have gotten rid of Romo years ago.
Bah.
There's a reason why.
Go.
There's a reason why I wear a number 8 jersey. And like Jabroni said, he's never been nice about the Cowboys. And Strikers McLynch agreed about Theo. Rachel King, I love Tom Brady. And Travis Herman, they just didn't have it in 2014. It was painful to see. All right, I'm only lying. Rachel said fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck Tom Brady.
And we'll be right back for completely
Fuck
open
Tom
forum, folks.
Brady.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Loki and Jabroni Show. You are a fan, you are listening. If you want to know how to make the show even better and become a part of the Loki and Jabroni family, here is how. www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni. It is the easiest way to get in on the ground floor and help us reach the next level. You can donate a one-time gift, a monthly gift, or there are 2 special investor levels that will help you help us produce content for you in the future. We have gifts for each level of donation. That is www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni to make your donation and help us become the podcast of the future. My name is War Machine, and I am here on the Loki and Jabroni Show, telling you to get your questions in now. And if you don't, I will come to your house and basically kick your ass.
Tis he not lying?
I don't know. He's real cool.
He's pretty good.
Hi there.
Let me throw that mask over there.
My
Welcome
name is
back.
Billy Bob Joe. Lady Focus.
I got something for you guys. We took a straw poll earlier. We got 2 votes for Amber.
Oh, yeah, Naughty Nurse. I love Naughty
Yeah, we
Nurse.
got 2 votes for Amber. So Ed,
Yep.
why don't you reach out,
Naughty Nurse.
do your thing.
Naughty
Got
Nurse
the
is
Naughty
best.
Nurse from
Naughty
City
Nurse.
Steam.
Yeah, my favorite.
I myself have Perry's Revenge from Cottrell Brewing Company in New Haven,
Yes.
or Pawcatuck, as it were.
Look at this beautiful woman.
Actually, you know what?
beautiful woman.
I should go up because I've had this a million times.
All right, why don't you have the Perry's Revenge? Open that and enjoy. These are courtesy of newly minted New Mexico resident Zachary King of the basket that I won at his Jack and Jill party back in
nice.
1862. But Perry's Revenge is really great. I want you to try it. May I borrow the Enterprise? So hopefully you guys have some questions that you want us to answer, whether it's singly or as a team. We'll try to answer all your questions. That's why we're here. The first fully interactive podcast ever in the history of ever, motherfuckers.
Hey, since we don't have anything up there, I'm going to throw something out there. Oh, I'm sorry. Ding!
Oh, we need a bell. I'm going to buy a bell.
I just said that.
Travis Herman just recently started a vlog talk show with his brother. What have you guys done without the magical secrets, of course? Have you noticed, drew in listeners? We got a video out already, but we want to step it up and get... Oh, I think what he's saying is, what did we do to draw in listeners?
You want to take this one? Because I have a particular...
Yeah, well, what we were doing, like, as far as this week was Jabroni, I gave it to him. He was all over it with the live feed all weekend and doing that. I had the party and everything else that I was doing.
You're a busy guy on the weekends. That's my time to shine, unfortunately.
Just let people know, like, especially with this one, like, he was all over it. Let them know, look, on this day, we're going live. We need your support. We need you there. We need your questions, because we want to make this an interesting show, you know?
I would also add, don't get discouraged by what you don't have. Just work with what you have. Like almost everything we're working with right now is free.
Right. No, absolutely.
With the exception, I was already a DJ and I had some things I threw in, and Mike's been DJing. He threw in some things. We've all contributed little bits and pieces, but with the amount of money we bring in.
And in the last few months with the Patreon, where Angela has donated, and you guys could certainly donate at www.patreon.com/Logan Jabroni. If it's $1 a month, $5 a month, a one-time gift of $20, whatever, that's what makes us better. One of the things that we did was we always believed in the concept. I think week 1 we had 6 listeners, and we were 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I know I went to our friend Mark's house, and he played it over his loudspeaker, and he was like, oh, well, you guys are going in the right direction. I hear potential. There's always room for growth, and you just can't give up on the concept. I've had friends who have done podcasts who are doing really well, like Tommy Summers, 3 Sides of the Coin, a KISS podcast. But we have friends that I don't want to mention by name who did like 3 or 4 podcasts, and unfortunately, they gave up. Don't give up. It's about believing in what you're doing. And we believed in this from day one, from the time I texted him at 4 a.m. going, dude, we should do a podcast. I think we'd be great. Here we are 83 weeks later, and the listenership keeps growing and growing. And now we're in Australia, we're in Lithuania, we're in England, we're in Bolivia, for crying out loud.
I want like a Lithuanian beer.
That would be great.
Can they like ship us Lithuanian beer?
Aista, if you're listening, send us a Lithuanian beer.
Let me try that shit, bro.
Yes.
Let me try some of that shit.
But that's what you do. You don't give up.
Blake Tugman says Trillium DDH Fort Point.
Trillium what? To who?
DDH Fort Point.
I have no idea what that means. But Blake, love the haircut.
Michelle Algier says hello.
Hello, Michelle. Former Algiers Landscaping.
Yes.
Former sponsor.
As I was bringing up, you all have seen the new Star Trek.
I have not. I've seen the ads.
The Beyond, Star Trek
I have not.
Beyond.
No. I didn't like the first 2, so I'm not in a hurry to see this one.
Yeah, I wasn't too... Like, the first one was decent. I didn't mind it.
I didn't like it.
The Khan one was kind of terrible.
It was worse.
No, it was kind of terrible. And this one, I don't know. I just think they're going the wrong direction with it.
Well, when you take the director of Fast and Furious and have him do a Star Trek movie...
It's fast.
Already you have a problem.
I liked how the Enterprise did the peel out drift move.
Tokyo Drift. Star Trek.
These movies are like Star Trek or Star Wars fans that direct a Star Trek film because they can't direct a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
I'll buy that.
And Star Trek is supposed to be so different from Star Wars.
What is with destroying the Enterprise every fucking movie? And it's... it's like, dude.
I heard they blew it up again.
Yeah, like right in the beginning, dude. You're like, what? Like, and it's like every movie you got to make it more extravagant. Like, really?
But that goes back to, like, say, the old 1966 Batman television show. Every time the man goes out to solve a crime with Robin, they're in some sort of precarious position. Come back next week, same bat time. Well, how many times can this guy get all fucking tied up?
That's called a cliffhanger.
Right, but the same with the movies, because you're trying to build a franchise. How long before somebody says, you know what, fuck it, I'm not putting on this cape and cowl anymore. I'm done with being hung upside down by my nuts.
No.
Stryker says Trillium is a brewery.
Oh, we have to try it. Blake and Strikers, both of you, let us know where to find those particular brews. We'll try them.
Real quick, back to Travis's question.
Okay.
We have like 40-something views. To me, that was incredible for a first time. I'll tell you it is.
Yeah.
That is good.
For the first one? Absolutely.
Yeah. And he was just curious what makes it successful. And honestly, I would add, just be consistent. Keep creating content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Over and over and over again. And eventually something's going to go viral or,
something's going to stick.
Yeah, it's like
when you shared the last live feed, it got 600 touches, which I thought was great. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to step aside for a second because ex-wives matter.
Ah, they really don't. And I can say that because I don't have one. Marriage is the number one cause of divorce. Remember that.
It is. That is a true statement right there. That is an absolutely true fact. All right,
What
we got.
Blake Tugman says it's beer double dry hopped. That's what Trillion is.
Ooh.
That might be too much for me, but
This one's pretty nutty.
you're nutty.
This beer is pretty nutty.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
I'm
pretty-
going to break my rule. Let me have a sip.
Yeah. It's a bit nutty.
Now, this is dark. This is way darker.
That's what I'm
This is bordering on Guinness color.
It is. And it is nutty.
And it tastes like it, too.
I told you, it's nutty. I'm going to put some nerds.
I'm liking this.
No, the
this
Naughty
tastes-
Nurse
yeah.
is one of my favorites. I love
really
the
good.
Naughty Nurse. And they changed their bottle, actually.
I like it.
Yeah, they changed the bottle. I used to have more of a pinup. Now it's just kind of like a face. It's like a face on the side.
Well, while we're waiting for the next question, what's new with you?
So, I do got to say that I don't know what it is with freaking drivers and Route 2 lately. I'm telling you right now. When I first started working, driving back and forth to Hartford, people I think I would pass the same people all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you literally, I can literally close my eyes and drive this route. I've done it so much at this point. I probably do sleep. Cause I don't remember. Sometimes I'm like, holy shit, I'm here. You've done that. Yeah. Maybe people just started discovering Route 2, but man, there's a lot more people on the road at 4:00 in the morning than there has ever been. And
It's like Route 6 for me. Like, if you ever go down routes, because where I live, you go down Route 6, and it's like a nightmare.
Yes.
And there's a speed trap every other section.
Exactly. Same thing. Route 2, same thing.
I'm surprised I haven't been shot.
Very, very dully lit. Don't want to break down in this area.
No, and I don't know what it is about Mansfield. It's so depressing.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to it.
Remember they used to have the drive-in?
I think they still have the drive. Yeah,
They still have the drive-in?
Yep.
Wow.
They
I'm
still
going to
do.
have to go there, man, because I miss the drive-in. The drive-in. Anybody see that? Everybody going to, that's old school. Probably younger ones are like, what the fuck? Any of the people out there, drive-ins, what'd you think about them? Chime in.
Travis has a question about driving. On the topic of driving, not sure how much you will go on the west side of Norwich, but what are your thoughts on the Rotary?
Look, before I moved to Oakdale, I was in Salem, and Salem put that Rotary in the Four Corners. I spent a lot of time in New Jersey, growing up during the summer times, and I kind of saw those Rotaries in action.
It's like all Rotaries in Jersey.
Well, Rotaries are just right. Rotaries are just that. It's yield. You know what I'm saying? They're and people. I'm sorry. There's a sign that says yield, and yield doesn't mean stop. Yield doesn't mean I'm going to pause for a second and look both ways. Yield is you're looking this way to your left because this is the only way traffic can come in is to the left. The thing about a Rotary is you can only go one way. That's the beautiful thing about a Rotary. So you don't have to look to the right. All you're doing is looking to the left. So when you come up on that Rotary and you're looking to the left, you're saying to yourself, I'm clear. You keep going. If you see a vehicle, that's when you yield. That's when you let them.
Yeah, that's the only problem I've ever had with Rotaries is people entering it.
They just don't get it. They
Right.
don't get it. They don't.
Especially if you got a tractor trailer going into a Rotary, for God's sake,
Yes.
back the fuck off.
Yes. Yeah. Let the guy go through. But I do know what part of Norwich you're talking about. And to be honest with you, the reason why you put a Rotary in is because you have a high traffic area that gets backed up in certain times, and you just want the flow to kind of go through. Norwich is not an area where you kind of want to have that flow kind of going through. And as many people, unfortunately, that go through there because they get lost from the casino traffic or, you know, they're coming into whatever area in Norwich for whatever reason, that particular area of Norwich, I got to agree with you, that is not a good place for a rotary. Definitely not.
Blake Tugman chimes in, people can't drive circles.
I like it. No, it's true. People can't drive at all sometimes, bro. I mean, like we said, it's a matter of just, we've said it time and time again. Pay attention to your surroundings, man. Signs are there for a fucking reason. They're there to let you know shit's coming up.
When I used to work on Main Street in Norwich, Route 82, right?
Yeah,
Route 82 is
82.
a fucking nightmare.
It is, absolutely.
You know, because I figured it out from I think by the gas station down to the next gas station is a quarter mile.
Give or take, yeah.
Everybody tries a race on it.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, man.
I was like working the car rental place on the road there, and they just whizzed by.
Yeah. Can I just share something with you guys? I don't know what you're talking about. I apologize for
the
not being here.
rotaries and driving.
I'll get to that in a second. I hate rotaries. It wasn't actually my ex-wife. It was my daughter. And I went up to talk to her for a couple minutes. I thank you guys and you, the listeners, for allowing me to step away for 5 minutes. And as I'm talking to her,
we survived.
She said to me, and this is a direct quote. You can ask her. She'll be here this weekend. Do you now owe the listeners a beer because your phone went off? That was Emma's question. My 8-year-old daughter says, do you now owe the listeners a beer?
Emma, my love, he owes us so much beer.
Yeah, beer and
gallons and gallons
and vodka.
We're working on it. But that was, to hear her say that made me laugh. Is like she has that frame of reference to remember that was the original rule. If your phone goes off, you owe the listeners a beer. Yes, Emma. If anybody listening to this show catches me in the public and says, hey, remember that time Emma called you? You owe me a beer. I will gladly pay that debt.
It's proof that millennials are trainable.
Right? Exactly. Look, what does your stepson say when I walk through the door? Every time I walk through the door.
Get out.
Hi, Chris. Want a beer? It's too easy.
Couple more comments before we roll into you real quick.
Please.
On the subject of driving. Strikers McLynch says people just drive like assholes in that area of Norwich.
Norwich?
Dude, it means Norwich.
Listen, it's anywhere. It doesn't have to be Norwich.
Dude, I live on the Mass border. Trust me. You ain't seen shit.
Go through Hartford. Look, go through Hartford on your lunch break, dude. You want to see assholes? There's some fucking assholes.
In regards to the rotary, Travis says they have to cut it down from 4 lanes. It's going to be weird to see how they mesh it.
Where is it?
I don't like the 4 lane.
And Blake Tugman says, amen, brother.
Look. I don't like 4 lanes in any rotary. I'm sorry. 4 lanes in any rotary is a goddamn disaster.
2 lanes is enough.
I don't like 4 lanes on highways.
No, right.
I mean, I understand you need the room, but it also forces a lot more idiots to do idiotic things. So, perfect
lane
example.
Jumping.
Lane jumping, exactly.
Because you think you got all that.
But you don't.
Exactly.
You really don't.
And you don't. And speaking of idiot drivers, I don't know if we have any truck driver listeners out there, but I will say this.
Lee Bozeman is a truck driver.
For the rigs out there, motherfuckers, stop cutting these guys off. Do you realize how hard it is for these fucking guys to stop? Like, seriously, I see it every day driving on the highways.
35,000 pounds does not stop the same as a fucking Prius. I agree.
And then the best part was, like, I was driving on Route 2. Once again, here I am on Route 2. And they got, of course, construction going on. And this guy, I knew there was construction. Once again, signs. Up ahead, construction. Move to the right. This asshole buzzes by everybody. And at the last minute...
Is that guy an asshole or a genius?
The guy's an asshole.
I agree with you.
Because he cuts off the fucking...
But I've heard people say that guy's a genius by running the left lane.
He's an asshole.
He's
an asshole because now you cut the flow of people off. He cut a truck driver off. You could see the truck driver kind of doing a little zigzag. Now... As your guy's fucking cutting him off, I could see him, like, because I'm right behind the truck driver, I could see him looking in his mirror view like this to the truck driver. Like, motherfucker, dude, you just cut him off and you're giving him an attitude.
Guys, if you're driving passenger cars, whether it's on 395, 95, Route 2, Mass Pike, wherever, I want you to try this tomorrow. Take a little ball, whether it's a rubber ball, a baseball, whatever, and roll it down the hill. And see how easy it is to stop that thing. Now I want you to roll your fucking car down the hill and see how easy it is to
Yeah.
stop it.
We just
Because
lost 30 listeners because they tried
I
to stop
don't
their car and get run
care.
over.
It's easier for you to stop your little Mazda Miata or your gimmick Chevy Cruze or whatever.
Tread
than it
lightly,
is-
son. Tread lightly.
than it is to stop a 35,000-pound 18-wheel tractor trailer. You need to be more careful, not the truck driver. I stand behind every over-the-road truck driver as of right now.
I would say everybody's got to be careful.
Agreed.
Well, absolutely.
But that truck driver- that
I've
truck
seen people
driver's
cutting these
trying.
rigs off a lot lately, man.
No,
and it's-
absolutely. Well, driving should be a cooperation with other drivers. That's why we have certain basic
It's called defensive driving.
basic rules.
Yeah, laws.
Right.
Laws, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
You've made
Fuck
the
laws, but-
you've made the trip with me, Eddie. You've made the trip with me to Vermont. You've seen the kind of assholes that drive in Massachusetts that I have to
Oh,
deal
my
with
God.
once a month, every fucking month.
I have a correct shout out. Striker McLynch said, "Eddie, I live where you live. I know in regards to the mass."
Oh, he
drivers."
certainly does.
Yeah.
I lived up there. I know.
Those are the kind of people like they cut you off and they do something, then
Yeah,
they look
I
at you
go-
like it's your fault.
They give
I go-
you the
look,
finger
look,
like you did something
I go to
wrong.
6 Red Sox games easy a year. Believe me.
I feel your pain
I-
because
I
Boston
deal-
traffic is bullshit.
I deal with
seen 'em.
I deal with the mass holes. I deal with the mass
Leaving
holes.
the Henry
When they
Rollins show
win-
last week
when
was
they
horseshit.
win, they're worse.
Oh no, no, because we actually kind of like hibernate.
Yeah, they
We
hang
start
out
eating
and-
pizza and we
Right.
start drinking beer and shit like that.
when they
I
lose.
used to go to the clubs during the Red Sox games, and when they won, they were fired up.
oh, you get fired up.
Fired
That's
up,
what
but
I'm
not
saying.
fired up is not the same as being an asshole. You leave if you are in Boston for anything other than a Red Sox game, like I was in May for Hailstorm, and the Red Sox lose that night, that's when you have to worry. When the Red Sox lose, all the Sullys in Boston are fired up, and I'm not
fucking bullshit.
Exactly. All the Sullys in Boston are fired up. And if you make a legal right turn and they try to cut you off, you're the asshole, not them. And that's part of the problem. But you asked about the rotary. 2 lanes is fine. You have the one that goes around. You have the one that
ass is on fire.
I didn't fart.
Dude, that's a powerful linger.
I left it upstairs.
It followed.
What's our next question?
It followed you like a fucking.
Eddie's dead. I've been trying that for 82
Just a couple
weeks.
comments. Strikers with Lynch. R means race. Give it hell. Travis Herman says, when I worked at the warehouse, I heard how terribly some of our drives were. I think he's talking about the drivers. How our drivers were disregarded on the road. It's ridiculous. They want to get home too. Give space. I totally empathize because I worked in the distribution. And I some of these guys have to do 2 and 3 loads a day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like just our little warehouse served all of Northeast Connecticut.
Right.
Like some of them, like there was a couple drivers that went all the way up to Maine.
And part of that problem
yeah.
is that yes, these guys who are bringing the, and I'm still sticking up for the over the road truck
they're not
drivers.
paid like us either. They're
No.
paid totally different.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
So, it's
By the mile, by the loads they drop off, they have
Depending how
certain
far they're gonna
quotas.
go, yeah.
Exactly, they
How
have
far
certain
they
quotas
go.
they have to meet.
If the load is fucked up.
The guy in the tractor trailer, guys, is trying to get home to his family just as much as you are on the Mass Pike or 95 or 395 or 80 in Pennsylvania or wherever you are. They're trying to get to their family just as quick as you're trying to get to your family. How about showing a little decorum? And when you see a tractor trailer, you let them move to the side. If you see the blinker going, don't force them out. I watched however many people in Boston that night at the Henry Rollins show. We let a tractor trailer go, and there's people behind us just laying on their horns. My middle finger is straight in the air. Fuck you guys.
Yep.
This guy is trying to do the same thing we're all trying to do. Get home.
Exactly.
Let the give the truck driver a little leeway. It's basic human fucking decency, guys.
I have
Well,
a
it's-
philosophy about people that get mad at you on the road. There's
They're related to
nothing,
you?
Exactly.
Okay.
There is nothing that you need to get to at any rapid amount of time that I'm going to give a fuck about.
Yeah. No, it's
Right.
true.
Bottom line.
Exactly.
And I
Unless
I believe you brought up.
I got a couple of exceptions.
Go ahead.
If you're having a heart attack,
Yep.
or if you're giving birth,
Sure.
I might consider
If you have Yankee
forgiving
tickets,
you.
if the packie's closing,
look.
I'm kidding on those last two.
Leading on that,
I'm not. That sounds
you
good.
bring up a very
Want my
good
keys?
point. The fact that we all have to respect the road. We all have to, if we all are sharing something, which we are, we're all sharing this road.
It's a
Nobody
public
owns
road.
the fucking road. Exactly.
Without
everybody
these,
owns it.
Without these laws in place,
Everybody owns the road.
Right, exactly. Without these laws in place, you think about how bad that can be. One person can say, "Hey, you know what? Today I'm going to go 15 miles per hour on the
Freaking
fucking
dangerous.
highway today."
I don't think the laws affect anything, truthfully.
I don't either. But respect should definitely take precedent over your own want to drive 80 miles an hour and, like you said, bend off into the construction zone because you decided that I'm more
Or hell,
important than the rest of
just
you.
cutting on over into the fast lane and dropping down to 45 miles an hour because you fucking feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
Tom McCaster, there is a comment before him, but I think
Go to Todd.
we'll get to it the next segment because we might get a little long on
Okay,
it.
good.
Tom McCaster on the roads. There shouldn't be 4 lanes on a rotary. 2 lanes is too much. Mass drivers don't know how to use them. I'm from New Hampshire but live in Woburn. Driving is a privilege.
It certainly is.
Yeah. That's why your license can be taken away, people.
Exactly.
Because it's a privilege. It's not your fucking right. Get that through your fucking heads.
All right, we're
And
battling.
look, we're going to be right back.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we're battling up against the brakes, so we got to do something.
Hey, dude, what's going on?
Hey, not a whole lot, just hanging out. What's up?
Oh, man, I got really drunk last night at a party.
There's a surprise.
I let somebody tattoo me. It's
Oh.
really bad, dude. I got to get it fixed. Do you know anybody I can go to?
Actually, I do. You can go down to Sublime Ink Tattoo down in Groton. It's at 577 Route 12. Do you need the number?
Oh, absolutely, man.
All right, write this down. You ready?
I'm ready.
860-445-4400.
4400.
Go down and ask for some of my friends. There's Dave Kovalik, Dana Batts, Justin Furr, Dave Kruger. They will cover up any shitty jailhouse tattoo
This
your
thing's a
drunken
nightmare,
buddy
man.
gave you.
Thank you very much.
And if you're thinking about getting that little piercing, they do that too.
Hi, welcome back to the Logan Jabroni Show. I'm Jason Todd, and I'm glad to be sitting here next to, finally, Mr. Thomas Wayne. Mr. Wayne, can I please be your partner?
First of all, how's everybody doing out there in Loki and Jabroni world? Been a little busy as of late trying to get the Bat Cave up and going. I've had almost 1 million people fill out applications for the job of my sidekick. I was only 999 or 98, 97. Yeah, 997,000 people away from my million mark. But hey, so, that wasn't too bad. So, out of the 5 people that I actively saw videos and now seeing you, I gotta say, Nightingale, you are
I haven't decided on a name.
You are
Why
first
are you
and
calling
foremost.
me Nightingale?
Well, I was just saying like Night Owl or like something like that. As either one works. It works really good for me.
I've been leaning toward Nightwing, but I think that's been done before. Here's what I was thinking of. Nighthawk. What do you think about that one, Mr. Wayne?
Ooh, Nighthawk. That's not bad either. It's like vicious because it's like a predator bird, but like you also kind of I'm the night. Sorry, sometimes you get stuck in that pose.
It's okay. I understand.
So I see we got a camera.
I know that we had,
That's pretty cool, right
we
there.
had Loki and Jabroni set this up
That is
so
really
we could
cool
talk.
right there. Yeah. I can't believe they actually left this stuff down here with us. I mean, I can't believe the Batcave finally got the upgrade.
They left just long enough for us to have this conversation, and they're up doing their beer run, and that's all fine and good as long as they bring us one in the interim. What I'm saying to you is, sir, may I please have the job? I am the best qualified to be your partner to fight crime in the city of Gotham.
Well, I'll tell you what, Breakwind, I'll be more than happy to have you on my team.
Breakwind.
I think that's...
What a fantastic...
Oh, shit.
Wait, we gotta go.
Get out of here, man. Go.
What the fuck are you doing, man? What the hell are you guys doing here? We're trying to record a show here. Fucking freeloading sons of bitches. Get out of here. Fuck. Who shut my camera off?
I wish I knew.
The fuck?
Are Are you okay, Ed?
Can you believe this shit?
We leave for 5 minutes and you lose control. What the
Did you
hell
see
is
those
going
two
on?
bums? With the fucking, there's a guy who thinks he's like billionaire Thomas Wayne.
The two guys we saw running up the stairs.
Yeah.
It's my gardener.
He's your fucking gardener?
He thinks he's my gardener.
The guy in just the little face.
Hey, who
mask.
drank my beer?
I don't know if they got that. The little guy that ran up the stairs with the face mask.
I wouldn't drink that unless
Smells
you had
like
a
sweat
hepatitis
and
C
shame.
shot.
One of them was Scotty Spar. I swear to God, one of those guys was Scotty Spar. I can't confirm or deny, but one of those guys was Scotty Spar. I swear to God.
See, this is what happens in professional radio. There's always somebody trying to steal your thunder.
There always is. There always is somebody trying
my
to take
God.
that thunder.
You know, I'm all good with having guys come on here and to push their stuff, like Jason Lyon, like Eric Askew, any of the guys locally, Nat Peterson with his CSW Wrestling. I'm all good with having guys come on here and push their wares, but don't sneak in.
Travis Herman says, I'm the hero this Hizzy needs. You don't need that.
No, look, that's
You don't need that.
Look,
The only thing that hero will do will eat all of your ramen, drink all of your Keystone,
All your beer.
drink all your Keystone.
Travis is my nephew, and I'm going to tell you, you are not the hero anybody needs. By the way, Travis, when the fuck did we get ice cream?
Right?
I want to hear your response.
Ooh, ice cream?
So we had a comment before we went
Yeah.
on
Yes,
break.
we did. Baba Jean.
Baba Jean.
How do you guys feel about people who aren't voting tomorrow?
You take this one first.
Well, it's funny because we had a podcast last week all about that. Episode 82 was about getting your ass out and voting. And we don't give a fuck if you write Mickey Mouse on there. It's an absolute waste of a vote.
I
Obviously.
kind of do with the Mickey
No,
Mouse
I
thing,
know.
but
No,
yeah.
I'm saying it's an absolute waste of a vote, but it's your right to write Mickey Mouse on there. That being said,
There's
you're
now
allowed.
ballots.
You're
There's
allowed
now ballots to
right.
vote on. Vote.
Exactly. You were able to do it on Facebook. That means you didn't even have to leave your freaking. Well, no, I'm sorry. You could register on Facebook, which means
I think they showed you where to register.
right.
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes.
saying. But you leave. You essentially leave your house, and 9 times out of 10, I believe you even bring your child in the booth now. They don't have a
you
problem
can.
with that.
A small child.
Yeah. So it's like
If you're helping a senior citizen who can't stand up,
there you
you're
go.
allowed to do that.
There are so many different ways that you can go out and you can do this. Like, there is no excuse for it. Seriously. And there's so many different places. Like, you think about your town, right? So say if you have, I don't know, average town is what? Say about 10,000 people?
Give or take, if an average town in America is about
Average,
10,000.
just average.
Yeah,
You know,
all
I'm
right,
not
I'll buy that.
saying big because if you got big city, then you have multiple spots to do your voting. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So they incorporate that. But what I'm saying is say if you're a town of like 10,000 people, you have one place that you get to go vote at. And that place is open from, I think it's 7 in the morning?
all the way to 8 o'clock
Yeah.
at night.
8 o'clock at night
night.
is when they let the
So you got
last person through the door.
Yeah. So you, and
Well, I think if you're in line at 8, you're the last one.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they'll,
Exactly.
they'll let you.
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Right. Exactly. At that point.
Correspondent Rachel brought that up to
right, exactly.
last episode.
So if you have 13 plus hours to get it done,
If you can't find 15 minutes to vote, you're fucking
and
retarded.
that's my point. The lines aren't going to be ridiculously long. If there's 10,000 people voting in that time, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Especially in a town like, let's just throw Norwich, Connecticut, which probably has 40,000 people, give or take, et cetera, et cetera.
Which I think they have three.
there's
Don't they have like 3 places to
there's
vote in Norwich, right?
10,
I don't know about Norwich.
There are 10 polling places.
In Norwich?
In Norwich.
Oh, see, there you go.
I've noticed Connecticut's pretty good with their polling places.
Yeah.
There are like some states with 10 times the population, and they cut the polling places down. And it, like, people go on about voter fraud. That's the only voter fraud I think that goes on.
Right.
Is
It's
when they
having to
do
travel.
the redistricts because they want a certain demographic. Because a certain demographic votes a certain way, and they try
Yes.
to cut the districts to make it in their favor. That's
Right.
the only time I think voter fraud actually happens.
Right. No, and I can
Not
see that.
not
too.
say it doesn't happen, but I don't think it's this widespread disease like everyone thinks.
Hey, it's Eddie again. I turned that down.
Point being is, I think we're all in agreement in this. It doesn't take but a couple minutes of your life to go out there and make that vote count. I believe MTV started that shit, Rock the Vote, where
Oh yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah, where it really, dude, it's such a cheesy slogan, but
No, but it
really
was
think
great.
about it. But think about it. Yeah, exactly.
It was great because people that the young people looked at, like an Eddie Vedder or James Hetfield, they went out there and
you know
they
which
said,
one got me,
rock
dude?
the vote.
Was Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
When he came out there and he did that little guitar thing, he was like,
Rock
he was
the
like,
vote.
rock the vote.
On a
And I
side
was
note,
like,
on a side note, my one of my favorite DJ producers, who's German, can't vote over here.
Okay.
He did a Rock the Vote tour for America.
see,
Like
That's fantastic.
last time I actually saw him live, he was wearing a Rock the Vote shirt because it was his little protest of the war. He's like, the best way to protest the war is to get the Americans to vote.
Right?
Yeah.
And the one thing that I don't like, and
Absolutely.
I loved, and to this day I wish they'd still do it, to have, you know, a Beyonce or a Stevie Wonder or whomever come out and say, rock the vote. What I don't want is for a celebrity to tell me who I should vote for, which is happening a lot in this election. And I mentioned Beyonce and Stevie Wonder on purpose because they did the Hillary Clinton concert rally gimmick, and they were like, I'm with her. Well,
Hey, look.
that's not for you to tell me.
Can't nobody see what Stevie Wonder's seeing?
Nobody
okay?
can see what Stevie Wonder sees. Unless you're an NFL referee, nobody can see what Stevie Wonder sees.
Oh, and speaking of ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Just a comment from Barbara Jean. I'm late to the politics game purse. I've always been oblivious to all things politics, so this time around I'm starting to watch and listen more, but I'm still a bit lost on it all, and it seems like helter-skelter. Barbara Jean, you were right.
Yeah, it feels that way. And
You're a lot more fortunate now, though, because you have the internet and you can take the time to just sit down
Exactly.
and research.
Exactly.
the one thing,
That's
and
the whole hoopla. That's
Right.
the whole magic. The whole it's the whole smoke and mirrors. That's what they want you to do.
Going back to Barbara Jean's original question is that how do you feel about people not voting? I absolutely think it's a friggin' travesty.
Yeah.
A lot of these people don't vote. They sit in their little hovel with their bag of potato chips, watching the Kardashians, doing their thing. The vote comes out, and ladies and gentlemen, the president is Hillary Clinton or whoever it's going to be on Tuesday. And they'll bitch, and they'll bitch, and they'll bitch, and they'll bitch. But to me, and this is just me, this is my opinion. This is where I throw this big word out there. My opinion. If you don't vote, don't bitch.
I
didn't do anything
I drive
to
right
change
by
the
the voting
fucking
fucking place
country.
on my way home from work tomorrow.
I
Boop.
kind of
right through there,
disagree
man.
with that.
I'd love to hear why.
I kind of disagree. Well, because it's your right to bitch.
Well, it is
But you
right.
have the opportunity with your vote to possibly,
Opportunity.
right? But to possibly, you are extending your thought, you are extending your morals, you're extending your conscience to hopefully shape the country. And if you sit back and go, I ain't voting, my vote don't matter.
See, this is
fuck
why
you, fuck them, fuck this, fuck that.
This is why I hate it when people call voting a civic duty, because it's not. It's a right.
Yeah.
If you exercise
It's like-
that right or not is up to you.
Right. It's same thing with a driver's license. If
Right.
you want to have a driver's license,
Well,
it's a right to have it. No, you don't have
It's
to
a
have
little
it.
different.
You don't have to have it.
Licensure
Just
is
like
a
you don't
little
have to
different,
fucking.
but-
Just like you don't have to fucking vote. You don't have to have your license if you don't
Right.
fucking want it.
Here's the thing, and
Less,
this actually
less
goes.
douchebags right back there on the fucking road. If you don't want to drive, works for fucking me.
Amen.
Serious, straight up.
Barbara Jean actually says something. So is it better to vote while not quite completely understanding it all than to not vote at all? Honestly, if you don't understand it, there's no harm in not voting. Honestly, yeah, I'm saying it. There's no harm in not voting, but if you push the presidential election aside, because we don't directly elect the president anyway.
Yeah.
But there are down ballots in your area that are going to directly affect you, and they are decided by popular vote.
And you might not have known about them have you not gone into
Well,
the
like,
polls
who brought
and
it up?
see.
Wait.
And the news are.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hang on.
Go ahead.
The news is so wrapped up in the presidential election, you don't always get informed about your local
Exactly.
elections.
And
'Cause
those
right
are
now,
big.
Right now, our congressmen and our federal senators are up for re-election.
exactly.
Right. Here
Nobody's
in
talking
Connecticut,
about it.
Which is
Right.
why you'll see Trump, and then he says president,
Joe Courtney or-
and then
or
Right.
Dick
Congress.
Blumenthal.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
No,
Although
this is-
I haven't seen any Blumenthal signs, strangely.
Have you really? I've seen a couple.
I haven't seen it. on my
I've seen
way.
more Joe Courtney than I have Dick Blumenthal, but that's another story for another time. Look, my opinion is simple. you want to change the face of this country, get out there and vote. Whether or not your guy wins, and I'm not saying this to be sexist, guy, girl, whatever. Whether or not your candidate wins, you at least put your voice out there. You were a part of the process, and much like the presidential candidates or whomever call and they do their concession, well, thank you for a great run and everything is wonderful and schneevitzfernum.com. At least you made your voice heard. Sitting on your couch, eating potato chips, watching the fucking Kardashians is not going to get your voice heard. Stop bitching if you're not going to be a part of the process. My opinion, I stand behind it. I will debate anyone, these guys included, that if you don't vote, don't fucking bitch. You have the opportunity to change the face of your country and your neighborhood and your state. If you don't exercise it, fuck you.
That's what episode 82 was all about.
That was all about.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was all about.
There isn't a question yet, so I just will reiterate. This is why I kind of disagree with Jabroni. Like,
that's fine.
Anybody who's making decisions or doing things in my name or that will affect me, I can bitch about if I vote or not. Is somebody who has lost their right to vote,
dude,
not allowed to
you
bitch?
can pick up a fucking McDonald's hamburger.
That's a great question. That's the first time I've ever heard that question.
Because
like if you're a felon, you can't vote.
Even though these people are going to make decisions that are going to affect them.
That's the first time anyone's ever asked me that question. So, you know what? I'm going to change my stance just slightly. I'm going to stand behind my original comment. But if you're a felon, and these people are going to make choices for you for the next 4 years.
If you're a felon, you don't have a voice anymore. Sorry.
That's what he's bringing up. Can the felon not bitch about the way the country's going?
He can bitch. It's his fucking God-given right to bitch.
But you have the right to vote. You're going out on Tuesday and voting, yes?
Yeah, going out tomorrow. Absolutely.
To me, you have the right to bitch. You're voting. You have the right to bitch.
I have a right to bitch no matter what.
Dude,
if someone who's so lazy who won't get off their couch and exercise their right, privilege, whatever you want to call it, exercise their right to change the face of the country that we live in every single day of our lives, if they are too lazy to do it, fuck you, no right.
Just like it's Colin Kaepernick's right to get on his knee and be 1-7 right now. It's not though. It is
his right to be 1-7.
It is the right. It is your right, dude. If you want to bitch about something, you can fucking bitch. If I want to go out there right now in my front yard and put a sign on my front yard that says, regardless of who the president is, we're all doomed, and I'm gonna bitch tomorrow about it or Wednesday about it, I can do that. I have every fucking right to do that, even with or without my fucking vote, because as Americans, that's what we fucking are able to do.
I won't point to today. I won't point to millennials.
I agree with you.
As much as I love to point to millennials, I'm not going to.
I agree with you.
Since 1980, less than 60% of the voters of age have gone out to the polls.
I have not missed it. Since I have gotten my right to do it, I have not missed the opportunity. And just like Ed brought up that point,
God bless you.
When you get to the polls, you don't realize what you're sometimes you have and then you're looking and you're like, what's this? And then you look at it and you're like, I didn't know I could vote on parking zones right now.
Right.
What the fuck is it?
There's down ballot
But that's what I'm saying.
So, like Mass right now is voting on legalizing marijuana.
Exactly.
Right.
And charter schools.
Believe
they're
me.
actually voting on
And
that.
that goes back to what you said earlier, is like, we live in a time now where, and let me just hold this little thing up. Everything's at our fingertips. You want to look up Donald Trump.
The access to information is so much better.
Exactly.
And that's
the
exactly the point that we were saying earlier.
Instead of watching World Star videos of a guy kicking another guy in the face, educate yourself on the ways of the world.
Or educate yourself on these candidates and make an intelligent decision.
Amen.
Just a couple things. Barbara Jean says, I know I don't have a great feeling about Clinton, so should I just go with that? I honestly will say yes.
Yeah, go with your gut judgment. It's how you judge people.
I am voting for Gary Johnson. I know. I think these guys said they were, but honestly, if you think Trump's your guy, vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
Vote
Absolutely.
your conscience.
Vote your conscience. Vote what you feel.
I'm not going to accuse you of being a racist, misogynist, sexist, whatever. No, if you think Trump's your guy, vote for him.
I had an argument earlier today with a friend I've known since high school who basically said Gary Johnson's not fit to lead this country. I'm like, why? Because he doesn't have a foreign policy? Exactly. Let's fix home first.
He does have a foreign policy.
Exactly, but
It's don't get involved.
there are some and there are some people that are going to sit there and
Which
say,
I've been saying for fucking years. World police. We don't need to do it. We don't need to be the world police no more,
and on
people.
correction-
I've only been saying that since 1992, and finally
And
I
on
find someone
correction.
sitting next to me that says the same thing.
And on correction, too, he does have a foreign policy. His foreign policy is declaration of war, go in, we win, we leave.
Right.
That doesn't happen.
The problem that we face as a country right now, and all of you, if you debate me, I'm going to tell you right now, you're wrong. We need to fix what's wrong at home. Johnny can't read. Veteran Bill can't get his medicine. We're not taking care. We are not taking care of our own people.
Quick comment from Tom McCaster. He says it's a privilege.
Hi, Tom.
I'm assuming he's talking about voting. I'm going to disagree with Tom. Voting
Yeah,
is
we
a
brought
right.
this. Yeah, we brought this
Voting's
up.
not a privilege. When people aren't allowed to vote, I actually think that's unconstitutional. And I think if you go to prison and you serve your time and get out, your rights should be restored.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't think you should take that with you
At all.
But that's not the way things are. I'm not arguing that, but I think we should change it.
I agree with that.
I think if you do your time for good behavior, you should get all your rights back. End of story.
If you, I'm gonna go to that before we go to break. I think you're right. You go to prison. You do your time. You do the right thing by the right people. You take care of the punishment that is laid in front of you. Yes, all your rights should be restored. Let's say you're a 2 or 3 time loser. I think that 3 strikes you're out rule is great. If you've done it 3 times, you've been in prison 3 times for a felony, you're out. But the first timer, you get popped for a felony, and you get out. You've done your time. You've done exactly what the system has said you should do. Yes,
It depends, man.
Restore
Same
all
thing.
the rights and let them vote.
Look, child molester. Sorry, no, never get to vote
Okay,
again.
no, fair point. You
know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. And again, this is a long
Rapist.
discussion for
Sorry,
maybe another
never
podcast.
get to vote again. Murderer. Sorry, never get to vote again.
Another
murderer
discussion for
shouldn't get
another
out of jail.
Right.
Well,
Another discussion for another podcast.
While you're in jail, you can't vote. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I think if you do your time, though,
You brought up a great point. It's another discussion for another podcast. Producer Eddie Focus.
no, I know, absolutely.
Gave us the sign, so I think we're up against a break. You got to
no.
Wait. We got something. We got something.
We still got 5 minutes to
something.
talk about this.
Where's my enterprise?
Travis.
I don't know.
Says, millennial shit makes me mad. I'm not mad at those that shit on us. I'm mad at the ones that give us that name. As a millennial, I hate that I was raised the old-fashioned way. I earn everything I have. I hate seeing that my generation is so offended. You need a safe space. Get off the internet. Lock yourself in your house. Turn off your TV and shut up. The world isn't perfect. Suck it up, Buttercup. You want something, earn it.
I'll take it.
You're not.
Travis.
You're not a millennial, bro.
Again, Travis is my nephew.
Travis has been banned from the page. No, just kidding.
Travis is my nephew, and Travis is a guy who I've had conversations with where he has said something where I deserve this, I should get this, and I kind of school him like, you don't deserve shit. Get out and earn it. It's nice to hear that today on November 7, 2016, he gets the concept and he understands it, and he's out there pounding it and doing the right thing. There are too many people in that 18 to 25 age range who think the minute they graduate high school, they should be the CEO of IBM. No, get out there and bust your ass and do it. We're two 40-somethings with a 30-something producer who are busting our ass every week for the grand total of 0 to make our dream happen. Do you
Fuck
think...
60.
Right.
Right. Do you
Because
think...
it's something that we want.
Do you
this
think,
is something that we want.
Right. We want to make this a reality, and for the 80-some weeks, we have made it, and the thing keeps growing. It's not about what you think you deserve. Participation trophies, fuck that. Special snowflakes, fuck that.
Square microphone and my own mechanic. That's what I'm working
Right.
for.
It's less about what you think you deserve. Ding. It's more about what you work to get.
Ding.
There's a couple
He brought it up, not me.
I did the ding. See?
Just a couple comments. Tom says...
You're wrong.
Tom actually says he agrees. It was a joke because Loki said it was like a driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got to go back. Michelle Algier
Yep.
said
Algier's
marriages are like pancakes. Always throw the first one out.
Wow. Hello.
Michelle, you
I
haven't-
can't disagree with that. I cannot disagree with that.
I'm just going to say you've never seen me make pancakes. So,
Well, I was going to say, I've never thrown the first one out. It's always got the crispier edges.
All right.
and Michelle Algier also says drive-ins.
I love drive-ins.
Janelle Roberts White says love the new layout. Well, thank you. I worked really hard on this.
Yeah, it's all him.
And Travis says I entirely agree with working to get what you want by working. Wow, I said that weird.
No, you said that exactly
No, you had
correct.
exactly right.
You sound like a product of a public education, something I'd like to change.
He also sounds like a product of a pair of parents that encourage you to work to get rewarded. You don't get rewarded for showing up. You get rewarded for working.
Well, real quick on the subject of millennials, we got like 2 minutes here.
Go ahead. Ted's in the house.
Honestly, I think the biggest problem with the millennials isn't so much the parents; it's the higher education.
Agreed.
The higher education.
I think they're all fucking douchebags.
Ted is back.
Welcome, Ted.
No, I think most of the problems with millennials are the college age ones, and I think it comes from the college education, where most of the teachers are teaching them that that they're victims, they're perpetual victims, and they need to rise up against it.
And hence comes the self-segregation.
Right.
Hence from there comes the entitlement that you offended me, therefore you owe me an apology. Well,
I owe you a kick in the fucking nuts. That's what I owe.
Your words have offended me. I don't care. I have a right.
There's a reason.
There's a disconnect.
There's a reason why, myself and other, YouTube celebrities and stuff started calling progressives regressives because everything is backwards.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Horse shit.
Exactly. And it's just the direction we're heading unless there's serious change. Maybe Ted can fix it. What do you think,
Maybe
Ted?
Ted, what do you got?
I think this guy likes horse shit.
I'm a fan. Helps my garden grow.
Do you want some piles of horse shit?
Can you make me some?
I can get you some piles of horse shit.
All good. We're getting the go-home cue. We're going to a break. We will catch you on the other side.
Right before we go to the break, though, Michelle is asking, so for next week, what kind of beer do you want?
Ooh. Anything cold, perhaps? Ted, what do you got?
I like free and cold.
I like free and cold, too, especially in the white and blue can.
I like Hoegaarden.
Hoegaarden's awesome.
I'm the only one getting specific.
Hoegaarden is good.
The coriander in that is amazing. Are you looking for a great DJ or karaoke service? Look no further than Viking Entertainment, this area's largest and best DJ and karaoke service available. KJ Loki and KJ Lady J will take care of your every need. Wedding, Sweet 16, bar, they can do it. Dial 860-204-6876 and get Viking Entertainment for your next party, event, or bar function. Welcome back to the final segment of this week's Loki and Jabroni Show. Completely interactive, 100% your questions, our answers, and how you
100% fun.
How are you feeling about today's show?
Loving it, man. I'm loving it.
It needs to be about 20% cooler.
Who said that?
Fuck you, Timmy Turner.
Who the fuck said that?
I got to put a lock on this story. No, that fucking Thomas Wayne guy was back.
Was he
I know,
again?
I heard about that.
Has he ever paid you a speck of rent?
No.
Not that I'm aware.
No, but
of.
he does scare the raccoons away.
That's a good point.
I have not seen a raccoon since he's been here. I'll give him that.
No raccoons eating your lettuce?
No, they used to be up in my garden, up in my hoe garden.
Your whole garden?
Garden.
All right. Guys, get your questions in. We got about 20 more minutes of this happiness before we go into top 10 and close out. So, again, if you're on the Facebook Live feed, get your questions in now.
If you in that Facebook
And if you
page.
can take a few minutes, too, let us know what you're thinking of the new format. Any suggestions you can have to make it better. And we're looking for some independent music.
Oh,
Yeah, good call.
very nice.
We want to feature some independent music on the show.
What about that guy you had at the bar the other night? He had some pretty good beats going on.
Anything.
Well, yeah.
Anything, any genre. We'll play it. Anything that we can't be sued for, we want it.
Which is why Sinners Inc. has been fantastic since day one. I want to throw them a shout out. We all do. Sinners Inc. is the lead-in music. You hear them coming out of the breaks. Sinners Inc. is fan-friggin-tastic.
Don't worry, Sinners Inc. I'm not trying to replace you.
No, not at all. That's going to be our music for the rest of our lives. Or until this podcast
Or
ends.
until you come out with an even better song.
Right?
There you go.
Can't
But
go-
Hard Way is a badass song.
I don't know. It just symbolizes us, man.
I've actually written lyrics to that song. When I hear it.
That's pretty
Like,
cool.
boom, it's Loki and Jabroni. Boom, get ready. Here comes your podcast fix. It's Loki and Jabroni. I see you stole my pen. That's fantastic.
See, this is what happens when we leave him alone.
No, actually, he gave it to me last week.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, you deserve that pen. Guys, get your questions in.
We do
got-
have one question from Tom McCaster,
Tom, go ahead.
and it's what do you think of everyone having to get an easy pass and no cash?
We were just hitting on that. I think it is absolute bullshit. Number one, the whole easy pass idea. Number one, I think it's just another way of them kind of skating where we're driving, how we're driving. Hell, I mean, how fast we're even driving. Think about that. If you're going in between each easy pass and they're say checking in on you, and we're going to start throwing these little. Does that mean with easy pass? That means you're going to have toll booths, right?
No, they're doing away with the toll booths on the Mass Pike, and they're doing all the picture gimmickry where
Right.
they take the picture of your
Right,
license
but the
and then
point-
they send you the bill.
Right. The point being, though, is they turn around, they do this, and all of a sudden, this shit's going to start popping up in Connecticut. Shit's going to start popping up in Rhode Island. We took these fucking things out, these toll booths out. I don't care what you
At least
call
in
them
this
out.
state, yeah.
I mean, yeah, we took them out for a freaking reason. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I think they're going to come right back, man. No, Sam, I am.
My only
don't like it.
I don't know enough about it, like I said, but my only issue with it is you guys know I have any issue with the government doing anything.
Right.
If the road was privately owned, it'd be like, well, it's a private road. However they charge you is however they charge you. But the fact that the government's doing it, like you said, they can track it. For private companies doing it, they can't share that information unless they're served a warrant. So, yeah, I have some issues with it. I can understand the issue with it. But you know what? I think this is a long game to get rid of cash.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's because they want to be able to control your money and cut you
Well, I mean,
off
I think about
when they
it.
want.
Lately, you got these stupid chips that are in the frickin' on your
Debit card.
on your debit cards now.
That's added like a whole extra step. It drives me nuts.
Dude, I don't even have.
Don't get me started.
Don't even have it, man. Don't even have it. I've just heard nightmare stories.
They sent it to me.
Yeah,
I, had no
I was
choice.
going to say you had.
So,
Here comes my NBA. Kobe.
we got a couple. We actually got another question real quick there.
Hit it.
Travis asks, what are the chances of bringing in another group for an interview? We've been invited to another. Definitely wouldn't mind crossing our shows for outreach.
Group how? I mean, like your group, Travis, whatever it is you're doing on YouTube and whatever, we'd love to have you. I told you when you started the enduro racing gimmick, we'd love to have you.
I was going to also say
People helping people.
The other thing that we were going to do is I have a couple other artists in the area too that we were going to bring in. We're just going to have a few locals, so to say, have a local show.
It's a great idea.
A local
Loco,
show.
not local, not loco.
Not you local SA.
If I wanted loco, I'd bring in. I'm going to leave that alone.
For some reason, my phone just shut down, so hang on.
Well, doesn't that just suck, Ed?
It's plugged in.
Hold on.
I understand.
I can.
We're going to get the comments soon enough. Mike is working the gimmick right now. No, Travis, whatever you want. You want to come down here and sit with us on a Monday night and pimp your wares? That's great. You got to give the love back. Much like Tommy, and I keep bringing up Tommy Summers, but when he did the football episode, he pimped us out on his podcast website and said, hey, I got to sit and talk with these guys. You should check them out. If we give you the love, you got to give the love back. That's our only...
And guys, just real.
Travis does confirm. He's talking about both shows.
Okay, fair. We'll do his and you'll do ours and everybody will be happy. We'll make that happen because Travis, not only are you my nephew, you're just a fucking cool guy. Thank you for getting a haircut.
Rachel King hasn't missed an election since she's been 18. You are awesome.
Okay, awesome. That is great. That is fantastic.
We got first time voting tomorrow, which is Michelle Algier.
Wait. Michelle, you've never voted?
Yep. Don't want to be a steaming dump.
You may need to buy 230 racks.
No. First of all, awesome. Thank you for doing that. If this is your first time voting, all jokes aside, I'm glad at least in this election, you decided to step forward and do it.
This election more than any other, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Electile dysfunction.
The way this thing is set up, it's absolutely insane.
I wish I had never come up with that.
No, I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
I don't know. I came up with some really great cover art.
Yeah, you did. That was fantastic.
Yeah. But no, guys, on to more important things. What about
What's more important than the election of our...
What about this Harambe thing, huh?
You want to go back to Harambe?
Let's go back to this Harambe.
You've been waiting for this.
We are. We're the official show of Harambe. We are. Beers up for Harambe.
Harambe. While I lift my beer up, remember.
Exactly.
Shaman's Harvest, friends of the show. Please look them up. I've been doing this on every live feed I've done in the last 2 weeks. Got to get out and like Shaman's Harvest.
And don't forget, guys, when you are voting, especially Michelle, look for those other things that they're going to have on there. It affects your state. That is big.
Your town.
But state is I think we've drilled on this a million times before. Look, the president is one thing.
Is important.
Exactly. This directly affects you.
I got
the type person that you have in there.
Vote Nathan Hunt for president of the United States. Our friends from Shaman's Harvest. Vote Nathan Hunt. Every Wednesday will be Whiskey Wednesday. Everything will be great.
I agree.
Of course, he'll be assassinated
I like
in the
Whiskey
first
Wednesday.
week.
Because Nathan Hunt, he's been working really hard. Like he stopped like those drug dealers and then those other guys that were going to poison the whole world.
And he asked Annie if she was okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. That's a different Nathan Hunt, huh?
No,
Yes,
that was Mike Hunt.
No,
might have been Mike
no,
Hunt.
the Tom Cruise looking guy.
Oh, that was Nathan Hunt. Chris Burns, 2024.
Jiminy Chris. No, you know what? Part of me says I would love to have the highest office in the land. I'd be assassinated in the first 24 hours. I guarantee that.
No, I think you'd have to go get an official Atlanta Falcons inauguration before that happens.
I'd like to see a Lombardi trophy before I become president, but you're right.
That would be
That's
funny.
right.
I have considered actually maybe running for some kind of local office. You know, you can do that.
Yeah, my dad did.
You really want to make a difference?
And he won.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah. My dad ran for mayor of freaking Hanover and he won.
Yeah. Do
Guys
it.
got questions.
I just
Get 'em
discovered
in.
Norwich has a mayor. I really want to move back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole new atmosphere now in Norwich.
You know what? Fuck. You know what? I'm putting it back up.
Go ahead.
Hang on. I'm shilling.
What are you shilling now? What are you doing? Talk to us. Don't leave
shilling
me in the
something.
dark.
He's shawling.
I'm
Somebody's
shilling.
buzzing.
Not me.
Uh-oh. Eddie, focus.
That doesn't count as beer.
No, it doesn't.
There you go. I'm putting it back up. I'm shilling.
All right, go ahead. What are you shilling?
Libertarian Party.
All right, fair enough. I'm Chris Burns, and I approve that message.
Voting L down the ballot.
Right.
Well, granted, there's only 3 of them, but I'm voting L down the ballot.
Give us some questions, because right now, until you guys give us some questions, just something that crossed my radar today is, you got a question?
Tom McMaster.
Yep.
I'm a first-time viewer of your show, and I like how you guys bring up topics that your viewers bring up and giving your input. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a comment. I thought
That's
it was a
all right.
question.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Actually, this is the first time we're doing this as far as letting people pretty much run our show. I mean, it's kind of funny because this is what we do anyways, but you guys are like throwing us in a different direction.
We tried in the past, and everyone was just interested at who would fist who.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck you then.
Yeah, that wasn't.
I'm
that wasn't
sorry.
good enough.
No, exactly.
How many knuckles deep? Nobody gives a shit. Like I said in my video last night, nobody cares how many licks it takes to get to the center of fucking Tootsie Roll Pop. Nobody
kinda
cares.
do.
I just bite that motherfucker. There's Tootsie Roll in the middle. I'm going right after it.
Not me.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you like it. This has just been my personal plan to turn this into a real TV-like talk show.
Michelle Algier, favorite thing about your WoW?
What?
Capital W, capital O, small W. Hold on, so's.
World of Warcraft?
I don't play WoW.
Favorite thing about your wows? And, Michelle, you're going to have to clarify what that means. That's the problem with being live is that
SOs?
I have no idea what that means. I read it too, and I don't know. Favorite thing about your woes? Whoa, wow, whoa.
SOs?
This is why you shouldn't do shots and watch the show.
I want a shot now.
So do I.
So
you got anything?
Well, I was trying to figure out what a WoW is.
I meant for shots.
Oh, for shots?
Yeah.
No, I think the only thing I got is brandy.
It needs to be about 20% cooler.
You should have told me. I would have went and grabbed us some. I definitely would have grabbed us some
I
before
can't.
I show.
I need to. I can't be.
You got to get home alive.
Can't do the Ciroc?
No,
$1.99 for those fucking bottles?
Nice.
Anyway, no, I can't. I've been trying to write a book, and I've been putting it off to help you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've been keeping your belly
Oh, yeah.
full of beer.
Absolutely.
I'm not complaining.
You shouldn't.
Hopefully my gas tank get filled, too.
I've helped you with that.
Oh, good, because otherwise we're not getting home.
Ass hat.
Well, hey, we don't have any questions as of yet.
Still waiting for Michelle's clarification.
I know. I was trying to figure out what the WoW was.
Yeah.
And then it's the so's.
Well, what I used to like
The wows and the so's.
What I used to like about World of Warcraft is I could run it on any computer. Like I used to run it on a shitty ass laptop, and it worked great.
I still
The
haven't
best
done
thing
it.
about World of Warcraft was the South Park episode.
Tom S. So are you guys down for pot being legal?
Yes.
You're funny.
Yes.
Yes, and yes. I have been personally, myself, obviously waiting. Number one, and let me explain this to you because I think this is bullshit. If I want to smoke marijuana legally now, I need a medical marijuana card, which, by the way, I have Crohn's disease, so that's pretty much a shoo-in. So, according to the state of Connecticut, all I need to do is take my medical history, and I got to go to this place, pay $150, say, I have Crohn's. The doctor says, yes, you have Crohn's. Here's your medical marijuana card. Ding! Now I can smoke marijuana legally. Problem now. Now that I have this marijuana card, guess what I can't have? My carry card. I cannot legally carry in the state of Connecticut if I have this card.
Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it?
You go ahead and hit that.
Horse shit.
It is. So you're trying to tell me.
I think that was recently a Supreme Court case, and they upheld it.
Yes,
Right.
yes, they
You know what?
did.
Turn it on.
Go ahead.
Horse shit!
God, I love when you do that.
It is. Look, first of all, if you're a stoner, and I can use that word. Let me tell you. If you are a stoner, the first thing you guys know we do, we smoke, we contemplate the universe, we
Get
maybe
the fucking munchies.
we get a little munchie going on and we watch some fucking wrestling or we put in a movie that we want to watch and we chill out, man. The last thing we want to do is take that gun, which, by the way, I serve this fucking country. It's my fucking right to have a fucking gun, asshole, regardless if I'm holding this fucking
Even if
card
you're
or
just
not.
regular
Everybody's right.
Joe,
Exactly.
it's everybody's
But I'm just saying,
right.
like, straight up, just because I have this card does not give you the right to take this card completely away from me. I can't even sign for this card, which, by the way, I have this card right now, which is why I don't have this card yet, because as soon as I get this fucking card, they take this fucking card
You have
away
to weigh
from
your
me.
option. You
Right,
can have this,
exactly.
or you can have this.
Exactly. What's more important to me right now? Protecting my house from fucking maniacal clowns and assholes that walk up and down the goddamn street.
Jackasses that will slice your fucking Vikings blow-up gimmick in
And
front
your
of your
face.
house. Right,
And your
right,
face.
Right.
We've talked about this many times, and I think you know my position.
No, absolutely.
My position is everything should be legal.
I agree.
I honestly, and Yes,
And I don't think we'll have. I don't think we'll have the issue. Yes,
it doesn't matter.
I don't think we'll have the same issues
No.
if you make it legal. If you give them a place to do this at, they're probably going to be like,
You don't
"Shit,
even-
man,
you don't
I
even
don't want
necessarily
to
have to
fucking
do that.
drive there."
You don't even necessarily have to do that. You legalize it. One, you take power away from the cartels. I mean, we could go on this for hours, but no voluntary transaction should be illegal. Period.
Yes, Tom, you cannot carry because I have a medical condition. Well, if I have a medical card. If I have a medical marijuana card, then I can't carry. That's where you're missing it. I can have Crohn's and still carry because I do. I still carry. But if I want this card,
The ironic thing is I would rather you not carry with Crohn's because it'll only take one bad flare out, then you're going to shoot a motherfucker. Boom! Fuck you all!
Gorgeous.
However, if you have Crohn's and you're stoned,
yeah,
Right? Look,
I'm too tired.
I'm hungry,
I'm
man.
hungry. I'm halfway through the Marijuana Manifesto by Jesse
Which, by
Ventura.
the way, if I don't smoke, I don't eat. By the way, people, I just want you to
Really?
know that. No, I'm serious.
All right. I'm halfway through the
my Crohn's doesn't let me eat. That's the thing about
Wow.
Crohn's is you have no appetite. And when you do actually eat, it causes you so much pain that you don't want to fucking eat again. That is what Crohn's does. Imagine if somebody just like took a knife, stuck it inside your gut. Ding.
I want to handle this one.
Good.
Michelle Algier, pro-gun, pro-hunting. So what's the happy medium for people who are anti-gun?
Get out.
There is none.
Get out.
I'm sorry. There is none.
Get
Yeah.
out.
I'm sorry. America was founded on the rights to bear arms. It is our right to bear arms. It's our right to protect our families. And if you don't want to protect your family, no one else is going to do it. I'm sorry.
See, the problem is, here's the thing. Are you comfortable? I'll put it in a different perspective. Let's take guns out of the equation. Are you comfortable not having power that the government has? The government has power to kill you legally.
Yes,
Use
exactly.
any force up to any
Hillary Clinton.
No, absolutely. No, he's absolutely right.
Hillary
Now,
Clinton.
I'm not saying we're all going to get together and overthrow the government. That's not my point. Just
Or they're going to have a magical suicide with 2 bullets to the back of our head, which is physically fucking impossible. Hillary Clinton.
It's called having a monopoly on violence. Okay? The government has the monopoly on violence, which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
But if the government gets carried away, which has happened, it's not Abraham Lincoln, for all the good he did, got carried away. If you think about it. Okay? The Civil War was getting carried away. So you have the right to defend yourself against tyranny. Okay? Regardless of what that is. If you disarm everyone, it's a zero-sum game. Everybody loses.
Right.
Your rights aren't guaranteed by the government. They're guaranteed by the Constitution. So as
But
far as a
shouldn't
happy
your-
medium for gun, no, there isn't. There really isn't.
Stop.
Travis.
Shouldn't your government have the Constitution in mind when they're making these particular laws or things like that?
That's why you vote.
Give this
on your
man a
state.
gold star.
That's why. That's
thank
why.
you.
That's why you vote on your state. That's why
Well,
you
here-
show up to these
here's-
fucking
82
election
weeks,
things.
you're not on my side. Finally, you're on my side.
Well, here's
Somebody
the thing.
put this guy on the payroll.
Here's the thing. The reality of it is, and there's some nuance to it, the state does have a right to pass gun laws. Okay? They have a right to regulate their, quote, militia however they see fit. The government that does not have a right to pass gun laws is the federal government.
All right, so you're ding. So
Have we been dinged?
yeah, we got a ding. So first of all, Travis, I have IBS, possible Crohn's. Eat anything, it hurts more than anything. We've actually discussed this on the show before.
We have.
The way people are making food and the way that shit's getting like fucking, I think everybody's gonna.
You really have to be careful because you with Crohn's and me with diverticulitis, and there are
But
things
it's the way they process our
Oh,
foods now.
exactly.
That people are getting it. We weren't like this before.
No.
People in general, we weren't like this as far as our stomachs and everything else.
There are
They
certain things.
subsidize wheat and corn.
Right,
Exactly.
That
right,
shit
right.
is some of the worst.
Going back to wheat and corn, let me throw this out here. Let's go
Flint,
back.
Michigan. Eddie needs to make Rachel pancakes.
All right.
I'll make
And
pancakes
real
for everybody,
quick,
and
Tom
nobody will get
says-
divorced.
So you guys said something about heroin problem. I'm all for this movement to stop it. I'm 2 years sober, father of 3, lost many friends. What are your thoughts?
I want to start this one. We've talked about it often on the show.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing between, seriously, there's nothing in between heroin and alcohol that makes them any more dangerous.
There's nothing between an addiction to that.
Except the legality.
The fear. It's
exactly.
the fear.
Mike, if you get blind drunk and go out today and turn on your car and drive, what are the risks?
It's not even that. Let me put it this way. Your peers. If I get blind drunk tomorrow and everybody's like, Mike's an alcoholic.
Right.
It's not, it's a term and I'm like, okay, whatever. If Mike goes out and he's fucked up on heroin, I'm a heroin addict. Put that in perspective with the word alcoholic.
I've had people tell me.
It should be a health issue, not a legal issue.
Right. Look.
Right, but I'm saying as far as how people view you, if you say Chris is an alcoholic, but Mike is a heroin addict, who don't you trust right off the bat? No,
you don't
but
trust
seriously,
you because you're the heroin addict.
Because I'm a heroin addict. Exactly. And I think that's the point. I think that's the point he's trying to bring up.
I know people that have gone through heroin addiction and have come out on the other side well, and they've seen the sunrise again. They've seen the sunset again. I've also known people that have gone through heroin addiction and unfortunately are not here to tell their side of the story because unfortunately they're 6 feet under. The only difference between heroin and alcohol is legality.
Well, and not
this
is legal.
Right.
Heroin isn't. And don't forget, because heroin isn't legal, you can throw anything you want in that. You can make heroin any fucking way that you fucking want.
Fentanyl. They were throwing it in there, and they're killing people.
Right. And people will not be held responsible for it because they can't.
Here's my point, and I want everybody who's watching to understand this. Do you see this can? I know how to control this. I know that if I abuse this, not Shaman's Harvest, what's underneath it.
Well, maybe Shaman's Harvest too, you know.
Nobody ever
overdosed. It's hardcore.
Nobody ever overdosed on Shaman's Harvest.
It's hardcore. You could.
I can get alcohol poisoning. I can get liver disease, kidney malfunction. There's a litany of things that I can get if I drink too much of this. The same thing with heroin. There's dangers, there's pluses, whatever. When I drink this, I'm a happy fucking camper. When some people shoot heroin, they're a happy fucking camper. It's what happens when you do too much. Going back to what Ed said, however many weeks, months, years ago that we've been doing this, legalize everything, tax it, watch your overdose rate go from here to here, because I guarantee...
I'm going to say taxation is theft, but...
It is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Make it accessible. Make it not only accessible, but make it enough to the point where they're actually going to be able to look for a cure if they want a cure.
Right. And
where they don't have to be afraid to come up to you and be like, look, I'm addicted to heroin and I want help. But I don't want people to judge me because I've done it in the past.
That's the beauty. And
because I have the fucking marks.
Before you make your point, I want to say something. And I know I brought it up on a particular past episode, which may or may not be available to the public now.
Good for you, by the way, Tom. Good for you.
Yes, Tom. Absolutely. He's recovering. And
no, that's
you know
what I'm saying.
Recovery, as long as you stay on the straight and narrow. I'm in recovery now for 26 years. The most hardcore thing I
You failed, dude. You're an asshole still.
I am. As the smile breaks on my face, depending on who you ask and where they live in
Viewership just doubled.
Depending on where you live and where you live and what you believe in Central fucking Florida, you're right. I'm still an asshole. Let me say this. I've been in recovery for 26 years. The hardest thing that I have done is Crown Royal. I puffed a little weed, and I fell off one time in the mid-'90s where I accidentally...
You puffed weed?
I've puffed weed.
Oh, the horror.
Yeah. No, somebody...
Rebel.
Somebody...
Rebel, yeah!
Somebody at a party gave me mushrooms, and I lost my hole. I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe I fell off after X amount of years on the wagon. It wasn't a conscious decision. Every day is a struggle. And Tom, let me tell you this. I know you'll appreciate this. every day is a struggle when you're in recovery because you remember how good this felt, you remember how good this felt, you remember how good this felt, and it's hard. It's hard to go back to that, not to go back to that lifestyle because it was euphoric. Whether it was cocaine, whether it was heroin, whether it was whatever the substance it was in front of you, it's very hard not to go back to that lifestyle. For me,
it's weird how it works out because you meet some people who get into something and they just walk away with it like it's nothing, and you don't get it. It's like, well, why? Sometimes people die. It's like, why did my friend die? But to you, it's nothing. You can walk away with it. Maybe do it once a year.
Right.
I know people like
Right.
that. You know, they'll shoot up once a year. Nothing.
I
twice.
look at some of my heroes who are
Everybody's so
no
different.
longer here anymore because they didn't know how to control themselves. That was the path that I was on. And now here I am, 26 years later, sitting in a room with you two guys.
That's exactly
and
the point that I was making, is what Strikers just said.
Yeah,
What do you say? What do you
Stryker
say?
says part of the problem with getting help is the stigma once you reach for help. You are automatically a scumbag and a thief. Don't
My
judge
point,
us. Help.
exactly.
Only
You know,
to
this-
people
no, no.
in Central fucking Florida.
But that's exactly what I said. I said, you are dubbed an alcoholic.
Well, this-
I am
well,
drugged
this-
a heroin addict. Who don't you trust right off the bat? Me, because I'm going to take your
This
money.
goes
I'm
to-
going to do
this
anything
goes
I
what
can
to
to
say.
get that fucking
This
shit.
goes to what
When
I-
he's done
what
with
I'm
his
saying.
point, I got something for
Because when you make it illegal, you do it, you're a criminal.
Right,
Yes.
right.
That's all anybody
Yes.
will think.
What, you did
Insurance companies
cocaine?
will
You're a
drop
fucking
you.
problem.
Government help programs will drop. Oh, you're a criminal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not a criminal problem.
No, it's not.
It's a health problem.
It is, exactly.
And the problem is the government wants a monopoly on things.
Right.
So why is heroin illegal?
Pharmaceutical
but Oxycontin
monster,
is
baby.
legal?
That's what they do. And that's always
They
been my
want-
thing.
They
That's
want
always been my
monopoly
thing.
on what comes in, what comes out. And if they
They have a
laws to
control
do
of it. They have
All right,
control
all right.
over it that way.
All right. If I meet you,
We could do a whole show on this.
I know we
probably
could.
should.
Oh, I know,
We
dude.
probably should.
I meet either of you two guys who has a past before I met you. And I always draw a line in the sand. There's the life you led before you met me. There's the life you lead after you meet me. I'm going to judge you from that line forward. If you had a criminal record prior to meeting me, I don't give a shit. I'm judging you by who you are today. And
know,
I'm judging who you are
the same
by
thing.
who you are
Look.
today. But then you have those people, please, you have those people who have known you all your life. They don't see the struggle you go through daily. They don't see the person you're becoming. They are steeped in the stigma of who you were before, and that's bullshit.
Look, it's simple,
everybody gets a second or maybe even a third chance. I'm a big believer in 3 strikes, you're out. Look,
Age ain't a number. Time is nothing but a fucking thing. Time doesn't mean anything to anybody if you can make a judgment within 2 hours or 30 fucking years. It doesn't matter.
Amen.
Seriously.
Amen.
Couple of final thoughts on the subject, and we got to take a quick break and do top 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Tom McCasser, I could never go back to the way it was on heroin. I do drink, and what I did to my family and friends, I can never do that to them again.
Fuck yeah.
Good
No,
for you.
absolutely.
Good
Absolutely.
for you.
Tom, keep on keeping
Yeah.
on, man, because at the end of the day,
Well, the fact that he says that, the fact that
No,
he
and that makes-
says,
that makes a
I
great
could never
difference.
do that to my friends and family again, that means you realize that you were wrong.
But
you realize that you did something.
here's the opposite side of that spectrum. And Tom, I'm gonna assume that you have a great family, you have a great structure, you have everything behind you. I'm the guy for 26 years fighting the stigma of 1990, whereas Chris 2016 doesn't make a fucking lick of difference. So
No.
I
Ding.
feel for you. That's where I'm ending. I feel for you, Tom. Keep on keeping on, man.
And a final thought from Stryker McLynch before we
Fuck Stryker. Oh, sorry,
before
Lynch.
dude, a face hugger will jump out of his
Stitches.
head and kill you. Stryker McLynch, I don't trust any of you fucking weirdos.
I wouldn't trust us either.
No, I wouldn't either.
We're great for entertainment. We're bad for anything else.
No, yeah. Like
I
Exactly.
agree.
I love cocaine. I mean,
Oh my God, guys, I gotta go smoke a bowl. We'll be right back.
thank you for listening to this episode of the Loki and Jabroni Show. Hey, if you love the Loki and Jabroni Show, stop at www.facebook.com/The Loki and Jabroni Show. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know what you think about today's topics and leave your suggestions. Loki and Jabroni Show is the #1 podcast in New England and the only podcast with an official endorsement from the demon god Cthulhu. Isn't that right, Mr. Cthulhu?
Welcome back to the final segment of the first fully interactive podcast in podcast history, the Loki and Jabroni Show. I'm sitting next to Loki. I'm sitting across from Eddie Focus, and we have some final thoughts before we go into the meat and potatoes of our last segment. If you are a recovering drug addict, as I am, and again, every day is a recovery. Let me tell you, you are somebody. You are somebody that can do great things in this world. You are someone that, if you continue to move forward, your life will be wonderful. Your life will do great things. If I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't be sitting here with these two gentlemen. I wouldn't be anywhere if I didn't believe that every day was a new opportunity. If any of you out there, especially Tom, and Tom, hello, Tom, you were the one that brought, hello, Tom, you were the one that, really, Tom.
Sorry.
Tom.
Is your Crohn's acting up?
Do you need some weed? Tom, you're the one that brought this up, and I want to tell you that every day that you continue to move forward is a good day. I applaud you. I hope people applaud me. I know these guys do. Continue, because the struggle is not as great as the reward that you will find on the other
No,
side.
he found the reward. You have your 3 kids. You have everything rocking for you. You've hopefully gotten to that point in your life where you're like, you know what? Fuck that shit.
Right.
I am stronger than this shit.
Same way with
And
me
you're not
my
a
kid.
criminal.
Yes, yes. Same way with me
You're
and
not
my
a fucking
kid.
criminal. Fuck
No,
what they say.
no, you're not. No, you are not. No, you are not.
Find a reason.
A criminal.
Go ahead. I'm waiting.
A criminal breaks the law, and I know you're breaking the law. Hell, I'm breaking.
Criminal hurts somebody.
Exactly. I'm breaking the law with something that I just did too.
When?
I just puffed
During the break?
God, I just.
Oh, you're so bad.
That was tobacco.
Stop. At the end of the day, what you did is of the earth.
No,
much
regardless,
like corn,
but
much like wheat, much like asparagus.
But
it's
like
of
Ed
the
was
earth.
saying-
You shouldn't be.
But like Ed was saying, if it
I know.
affects somebody, if it hurts somebody, if it hurts the public, if it hurts anybody surrounding you, then yes, you can by all means go on.
I can't
to
wait
say
to
you're a
give you the
fucking criminal.
book of the Marijuana Manifesto by Jesse Ventura, who I'm trying
You gave it to me,
diligently.
didn't you?
No,
Oh, no,
it's
you
at my
didn't.
house.
That's
I'm
right.
almost done with it. You know how many deaths are attributed to marijuana each year?
Like 0.
Less than 100.
Yeah.
Do you know how many deaths are attributed to drunken driving in a year?
Like 1 million.
Over 1 million.
Yeah.
Tell me again how you're doing the country wrong by puffing a little sweet chiba.
You know what the number one killer is?
What is?
Prescription drugs.
Amen. Big Pharma, fuck you.
Yep.
My final thought is done. You got anything?
I've always been against Big Farm. I've seen how it fucks people over. My not to throw it out there, but obviously what I'm going through with her, that was a big thing. That was huge. The family. I've seen people literally fall from Adonis status to scumbags just using, just like you said, oxycodone,
But can you get it back?
Oxycontin.
Can you get it back?
No,
Can you
no,
get it back?
no.
You can't?
Once you're at that point, man. Once you get to that fucking point, I mean,
That's closed-minded bullshit.
no, I know. I hear you. And some people will turn it around. Some people will turn it around, but you have to be strong. And especially with this pharmaceutical shit, man. They want you addicted to this. The
Of course.
shit that they add to this. You're not talking about like with heroin. It's people add shit to it, and people do all kinds of stupid shit to it, and they make it different. These are actual chemists. These are real life chemists who are putting together a pill that fucks with you, and
Sometimes the side effects of these pills are worse than what you're taking it for.
Dude, the reason why there's side effects for the pills is because they want you so addicted to these fucking things you don't ever give them up.
You have to buy more pills to take care of the side
to
effects.
take care of the side effects
If
for
you
that
have,
one.
if you have
Right.
itchy, watery eyes, take Floraflor.
Have you ever look?
Side
I
effects
used to
are
take
shingles,
care of,
explosive diarrhea, etc.
Before I became a mechanic, before I did everything I did home health care.
Okay.
And one of the things I had to take care of was a lot of handicap and traumatic brain injury patients. And the thing that they would do is obviously you'd have a little pill thing that was set out for them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way to Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
the pills that these fucking guys would have to take, man. Like one of the clients that I had, and no word of a lie, was 20 pills a day. 20 pills a fucking day
I can't even imagine.
of big farm fucking pills. Just this to counteract this to take care of this to do this to do that, because this gives you heartburn. Now you have to take this, but because this gives you a migraine, now you have to take this, but because that fucks with you neurologically, you got to take this now because that's going to fucking twist you around.
It's a game.
No, it is.
It's a fucking game.
It's a huge
by
game
Big
that
Pharma.
keeps making them fucking make money.
Keep
That's what it is.
telling people that Loki Jabroni Focus don't care about the world. Tell people that
We
Loki
love you
Jabroni
guys.
Focus don't care about the issues. Keep telling people that. Keep telling people that
Ding.
we're just in this for
I'm
ourselves.
making this a little bigger.
Uh-oh.
It's a government promoted monopoly is what
Yes,
it is.
yes.
And it's my issues
It's
with like
owned
the FDA.
and operated
It
by
is a
the government.
approved
Yes.
monopoly
Yes.
is what it is. And
Well, of course it's a fucking monopoly. We just saw it with the EpiPen.
Right.
I mean, now since the people have made a big stink about it, you notice there's a couple companies that brought it down to like, what, it's $25 a pen now?
Yeah, give or take. Yep.
Yeah.
that's a long story. I'm not going to get into it, but yes, there was
But-
a government monopoly.
Exactly.
And the owner of that company has a senator for a father. So, yeah.
If I can take the role of
Joe
Big John,
Manchin.
if I can
Yeah,
take
I
the
know.
role,
Is it Joe Manchin?
Yes.
Joe Manchin, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, the one that says we should get rid of due process because of those pesky guns. Barb,
Those pesky guns that protect us. Yeah, those
If
pesky
I could take the
guns.
role of Big John,
AR-15 that everyone's scared
like-
of because
Oh,
it's
God.
black.
It's like going up
Right.
to a fucking snake and being like, don't worry, we're just going to take your fangs away from you, but we won't ever try to fuck with you again, okay? No, the fangs
Horseshit.
stay.
Horseshit.
The fangs,
All of
Your
it.
fangs away.
don't tread
'Cause that
on
snake-
me.
'cause
The
that snake
fangs
bit
fucking
you.
stay.
Fang lives matter. Now, I'm going to take the role of Big John McCarthy.
Tom has a
Oh,
comment.
go, Tom.
Tom has a comment. He's a plumber and he's doing very well. We're happy about that. He says this show is better than therapy.
Oh, good. And we're here for you every single freaking week, Tom. Tell your friends we're one like away from 300 on the Facebook page, which means I have to dress like
I like
Leonidas.
that.
Tom
I like
also
that.
says you steal, you don't give a fuck about anyone, just yourself. Agree.
Me or
No,
Big
no,
Pharma?
Just anyone.
Just
Okay.
anyone, yeah.
And this is very important. We all need to listen to this. He says, I agree, Focus.
The first ever person to say they agree with Focus. Good job.
He hasn't heard me rant on cops yet, obviously.
Wow. So,
We ready?
taking the role of Big John McCarthy. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Are you ready?
The question is, are you folks ready?
Let's get it on. Final Countdown is brought to you by Sublime Ink Tattoos in Groton, Connecticut. It is also brought to you by Viking Entertainment, the best DJ service you'll ever find anywhere. And also for 1 week only, it's brought to you by Algiers Landscaping, who is going to bring us 30 packs because we have given them more free press today than we did during the entire summer run last year. Guys, there are things that we could be following in this world that we should pay focus and attention to. No pun intended.
I'm sorry, I was sleeping.
I know you were. There are things we should be focusing on other than, as I've seen in the last couple days, the fucking Kardashians. So today, the top 10 is the top 10 things you can keep up with other than the fucking Kardashians. And my honorable mention is the exchanges between Thomas Wayne and Jason Todd on the Loki and Jabroni Show YouTube page because they're fucking fantastic.
My name is Jeff.
All right. Number 10. Hello. The upcoming presidential election is something you should be following other than the fucking Kardashians. Number 9. The Walking Dead saga. You are a big Walking Dead fan. Eddie?
Comic book wise.
Right. Ed, are you a Walking Dead
However, I do got to say that
Both the comics and the show. I
fan?
love
Okay.
the show has been.
And the Telltale video game. I love that.
Do you believe that that's something you should be keeping up with other than the fucking Kardashians?
Unless we're talking about what's the middle one? No, Chloe.
Fat Chloe?
Chloe.
And her
Chloe? Oh,
Chloe.
man.
number.
The Kardashians offer
That girl can
no
eat a taco.
entertainment to me
That
whatsoever.
girl can eat a
But
taco.
again,
The only good thing about the Kardashians is, can I get an echo?
Okay, hold on.
Kanye West.
All right, you're fired. Get out.
That was coming.
Number 8. The number 8 thing you could be keeping up with other than the Kardashians? Your children's education. Or
I
lack
like that
thereof.
Crystal Key says the Kardashians.
I agree with that. Number 7. You could be keeping up with the return of Bill Goldberg. My God, that's awesome. Number 6, you could be keeping up with the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship, which is in hot pursuit right now. It's really great. Number 5, you could be keeping up with the ongoing story of the Minnesota Vikings and their seemingly surprise collapse. Mike, I want you to chime in on this.
Game over.
Okay. He's had his say. The number 4 thing you can keep up with other than the bullshit Kardashians, the ongoing injustice of the Haitian government and the woes of the populace of Haiti. Because, let's be honest, the government's not taking care of those people despite however many times a hurricane comes through and however many times the people are impoverished. You need to take care of your own people, Haitian government.
Or at least give them the tools to take care of themselves.
Amen.
Sorry, I'm one of those guys who think the government can't fix anything.
No, I agree.
You want it fucked up, you call the government.
There you go. That's how you do it.
The number 3 thing. Hello. I'll dance. The number 3 thing you could be keeping up with other than the Kardashians is the Twitter accounts of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. That's fucking comedy all day long.
You know what? I will say I do.
Hey,
I do keep up with those Twitters, and oh my God!
Can I just say this though?
Sure.
Okay, so yesterday I'm watching Minnesota Vikings, play the Lions,
Oh, you're going back to number 5 now.
and yeah, but during it there was two commercial breaks specifically. One was Donald Trump, and it was the whole "Make America Great" thing, blah 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 blah, and it showed him going through his whole thing, right? Okay, whatever. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. Hillary Clinton comes up, and all it is all the things bad Trump has said. And then at the end, it showed 2 kids looking at the TV, and it goes, "Our kids are watching. I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message."
What about the kids of the people
Bitch!
you let die,
Bitch,
motherfucker?
you just totally fucking, your whole thing is just bashing this fucking guy. This is all we do. This is what we do now. This is what we do now. We
I
bash
don't support
people.
Donald Trump, but I like his message a lot more than I like Hillary.
And that was my point. She just like totally went on like Facebook bashing.
It's horseshit. Wait. It is horse shit.
Twitter bashing.
The number 2
Water
thing.
bashing.
The number 2 thing you can keep up with other than the Kardashians is the ongoing tale of Stephen Avery and the bullshit he's going through out there in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
This guy should not be in jail. If you don't know the story of Stephen Avery, get to Netflix. Go look up.
Because you're watching the
Making a Murderer.
Kardashians.
Yeah,
That's why.
Because you don't know what this fucking guy is going through day to day. I don't think he's guilty. I know you and I have had conversations about this.
He could be, but he deserves a new trial.
Exactly.
I agree. There's too many. I like how you say he could be, because there are some very, very circumstantial evidence that he could be, but he does. He does deserve a all new everything due process.
I don't think the preponderance of evidence is.
I agree with what his lawyer said. I agree with what his lawyer said.
His new lawyer?
No, the one from the documentary. It's not that they framed him. It's because they thought he was guilty. They knew because of the lawsuit they'd have a hard time making anything stick, so they tried to not frame him, but they tried to make him look more guilty.
Exactly.
So
Right.
he may have killed that girl. I don't know. It's crazy. But
The preponderance
he deserves
of evidence,
a trial.
Yeah, the preponderance of evidence doesn't show that Stephen Avery is guilty.
Look, same thing when you're trying to sell a car, right? What do? You wash it, you wax it, you clean it down,
Make it
you
all
armor
nice.
all it. It looks nice. It doesn't hide the interior.
Right.
It doesn't hide what's wrong with the fucking engine. You know what I'm saying? And people don't look at that. The first thing they look at is, holy cow, this fucking car is shiny. This car smells new.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna buy it.
On paper,
quick shout out to Crystal Key for sharing us. Thank you very much.
Yes,
She's sharing
thank
the
you.
video right now.
You are
Crystal
awesome.
Bob. And now, The number one thing that you can keep up with other than the bullshit Kardashians is, of course, the Loki and Jabroni show.
Oh, woo!
I had to slip us in at number one because, look, guys, you want to be informed. You want to listen to somebody who isn't like your coworker who is going to be on this side or on that side. We're honest. We want to give you the best entertainment. We also want to give you something that opens your mind every single week. Number one, fuck the Kardashians. It's the Loki and Jabroni show.
I've seen this sex tape, though. I really don't want to fuck Kim Kardashian.
Ew.
It's rather boring.
I wouldn't fuck Kim Kardashian with your dick. I'm just saying that.
I don't understand what Mr. West sees in her. I really don't.
I don't understand what she sees in Mr. West,
wish
but that's...
Mr. West could do so much better.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Oh, my God.
2020. That's all I'm going to say.
Henry Rollins in 2020.
That is my pledge. That is my threat. You elect Donald Trump, I will support Kanye West in 2020.
I still say Henry Rollins and Jesse Ventura in 2020. And for all of those that say out loud that Jesse Ventura went after a dead guy's... No, the lawsuit was in place before Chris Kyle was dead. Stop, Sergeant Statist. It's over. He sued the man before he was dead.
I think Chris Kyle's a lying piece of shit. There, I said it.
That's fine. And you know what? Look, I agree with your opinion because it's your opinion. What I think is that if someone makes a statement about you that is false, you have the right to come back and prove it otherwise. I'm living proof. What I'm saying is that for all these people that say, he's going against an American hero and all this bullshit, no. Jesse Ventura covered his own ass, said, this is a lie, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to make it happen. Chris Kyle dies.
Jesse Ventura was a veteran too. Like, he had
exactly
his reputation as a veteran was compromised.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, whatever. Like,
Jesse Ventura is a great American.
And at the point, like you said, at the point that Chris Kyle died, it was too late to pull all that.
Exactly, because then it goes to the estate, and you don't have the choice. The legal system tells you, you're suing this guy. He's now dead. We move, according to the law, we move the lawsuit to the estate.
That could be a whole show.
It sure can. I had fun today. What do you got? What do you guys think?
Yeah. I love.
What the? Oh, my God. Is that my ex-wife?
We can't show this, folks.
We cannot show this. Ever. Ever in the history of ever.
You don't need... No! Turn that around!
Horse shit! I can't even stop. I can't stop looking at it.
All right, so you guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah. Throw it. You know what? Stop him. Throw it to Mike first. Let's wrap this up.
If I had two cameras, I would totally cut yours right now. All right, we should let him know. We'll probably be doing this again next week on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yep,
We
Wednesday.
won't do the normal Monday night, but the podcast you can always download on Saturday.
Yep.
And if you like what you hear, stop at www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni. Kick us $1.
Yeah. $1,
And,
$5.
Like we always say, if you drink coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, take the cost of that coffee, give it to us.
There you go. Brew your own. That's what I do.
More potent than caffeine.
Tom. You could do it, Tom.
I agree.
We love you. I'm saying that without even having met you. We love you, Tom. He's a good guy. Hearing his story, I really feel for that guy.
No, that's what I mean. We've brought it up before in all our shows before, and it's awesome when you hear that somebody's come back from a point. And trust me when I say this, because I've been around cocaine, I've been around that. It's just if you can come down from that dark place in your life and your world and turn it around, and just like we said before, you know. You come up and you say, hey, look, I'm an alcoholic. And people are like, oh, he's an alcoholic. Hey, look, I'm a stoner. Oh, hey, he's a stoner. Hey, look, I do cocaine or heroin. Oh, my God. And it is. It's a title that they don't deserve. And especially if they're trying to get better, then, you know, we need to educate ourselves more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure I mean, for the live people, I know on Saturday it ain't going to matter. Please vote. Please
Absolutely,
fucking vote.
absolutely.
That's a big thing right now. Please vote.
Vote your
That's all I got to
conscience.
say.
To close this out, all I've got to say is thank you to everyone who has ever supported us, who has seen that this is a business venture and not a hobby. We keep going forward. Every week it gets better and better.
And
thank you.
And because of that, exactly, for my thank you, personalization, I did it on Facebook this week. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Eddie Focus, since he has taken over the audio, the video aspect of this show has been freaking phenomenal every week. It is something.
Say something, Ed.
Did you guys think you'd be here right now when you started this?
No. Nope.
Here at this level? No. We'd be here, but we wouldn't be here at this level.
Yeah, no. The energy was always here. The energy, the aspect of that was always there. As far as the knowledge could only go so far. It can only go as far as I had, you know? And that's why I said.
Did you think you'd be seen and seen and heard at the same time?
Nope.
No,
not at all. And that's
can't.
why I said thank you, and that's why I went about on my Facebook page and did exactly that, because this show has become
Here,
better
let me
just
do
because
this.
of that.
Dude,
I'm wearing my do-rag.
thank
so
you.
There you go.
I'm taking my hat off to you right now.
I want a good Hunger Games salute.
Okay.
I gave you chicken chili last week.
I didn't even get any chicken chili.
I know you see that.
I'm asked out.
You get Thanksgiving dinner.
That's true.
You get Thanksgiving, and I cook or meat Thanksgiving dinner.